Good day and gratitude, family. Good day. I hope everyone had a good day today. I hope y'all had a good, prosperous, wonderful day today. Just say it. A good, prosperous, abundant, wonderful day today. You can even say fabulous, whatever. Let's just pick new, prosperous words, you know. Yes, this is Face the Nation with Bolden Unchained, and we are back again tonight with another reading. Yes, we read. We read. Hopefully, we'll all be reading together. And Bolden Unchained is here to assist Black America and Black media with the uncovering and the critiquing, confronting. So we want to uncover and critique. We want to delve into the roots of what's happening with Black America. What led to this? Why we're so disconnected with each other? Why we have this animosity with each other, this self-hate that permeates everything. It permeates everything. Probably even in church. Most likely, definitely probably in church. You know, this self-hate. And that's where everybody's supposed to love each other. You know, we're supposed to love each other and stuff. You know, I mean, in the grocery stores, anywhere we see each other on the street and stuff, it's like, you know, on site. Ain't that what they say now? Oh, it's on site. You know. And so Bolden Unchained, we here so we can see why this intense destruction among our people. Where does this self-hate come from? Who planned this self-hate? Who designed it on us? Who implanted it on us? And why? We're here to help Black America. We're here for Black America. Our first and final concern is Black America. We're concerned about the welfare of Black America, the well-being of Black America, the sanity of Black America. Everyone should be concerned about the sanity of Black America. Yeah, I know everyone in the world is fucked up. I know that. Is that another excuse, another reason to ignore, reject, deny Black America? The very ones who have built up this country, who have made it possible for everybody else to even be here. So that's where we stand at today. That's where we are today. Black America is in another awakening. The rest of the society, the rest of the world, you know, the elites, you know, and the celebrities and stuff, you know, they don't give a damn about us. They ain't even thinking about us. And we not talking to them. It's us that's down here together. White America. We know what the elites and them done, the people that be. It's you. You had the power to say, no, we're not going to let you do that. Keep doing that and do that some more and build that some more on Black people. We've been sincere with you, white America. It's you we've been sincere with, and you have turned your back on us. You've left us. You practically set us up. That's where we stand today. So Black America got to make a decision. We got to make this decision. We're at this crossroads. And we're going to cross it. We're going to cross it. It's time for us to decide whose side we on. Are we on our ancestors' side? Or we on their enslavers' side? We on that whole shebang setup outfit that they done put together. Yeah, we're delving into everything. We finna expose the laws, the bills, the events, the agendas, the operations. Oh, y'all, it's so many. If you could only imagine all of the effort, the time, the planning, and so many studies. This book, oh, my ancestors. Ooh, I was thinking we probably should have read this one first. But hey, we're going to take it like it is. Because once everybody come on up in here and we get to reading, somebody else can read. Yeah, print it off, screenshot, send that chapter over there. You want to read? We can make that happen. Google it and screenshot that and let's do this. Whatever it is. Lunchtime, noontime. African American. Our heroes and sheroes. Because we don't eat breakfast no more. Not like that. Wean yourself off breakfast. Start having you some natural fruit if you must eat something. All this pork, chicken, grits, eggs, syrup, pancakes, all that for breakfast. We got to start doing better for us. We got to start living for us. Living how we are supposed to live. See, Black America, we living like white folks done taught us to live. So don't lie. Don't lie. Go look in the mirror and lie to you. But don't lie to face. Do not lie to me because I ain't going to let you do it. Everything we do is how white America taught us and trained us to do. Eat like this. Talk like this. Wear your hair like this. Like we can't be ourselves. But at the same time, that's what they want. That's who they trying to become, us, and want us to be like them. I've been crying about that damn white girl on Scooby-Doo since I was a little girl. Wondering, Mama, that is not me. My mom said, girl, man, bring your ass on here. That's a cartoon. But why am I named after this little girl with the red hair and stuff? That do not look like me. That is not me. And I be damned. Oh, I said we're going to stop saying that. Stop saying the bullshit phrases, I be damned. Because we not damned. See, the language itself is fucked up. The language itself is a curse on us. It ain't even our natural language. No. Oh, my ancestors. What I was looking at before I came on live. Y'all look at this shit here. Shackles of the soul. The horrifying use of metal masks on slaves. Them motherfuckers kept slaves in metal masks for hundreds of years to break our natural language so that we would be trained to learn this bullshit language right here where we cursing each other out. From the time we wake up talking about good morning, it's good day. So we finna expose all of that because we got a decision to make. Whose side are we on? It don't matter who finna be mad, who don't like it, because they themselves should be saying it's about time. If they really care for all the love. Let me get this disclaimer out the way because you already know. Oh shit, where my glasses at? Shit, you already know. Copyright disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism and wheels, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. The fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And we doing that. We doing that. As sure as the ancestors is right here and around you, or you wouldn't be tuned in to what the hell happened. What the hell happened? Now is the time. What else we supposed to do? Just be on the internet. Just be on the internet. I do look at black media. Who else? Because if it ain't black media, I'm probably looking at some Tay-Ro, but I be damn I ain't looking at the Waltons. No, I do watch Tay-Ro. I believe in the Cosmos. They telling them to tell us. Because we don't even follow our own instinct. Our own DNA from them. It's in us. I was listening to Farrakhan, and Farrakhan said, it ain't that, something like that. I got the video. It ain't that we scared of white people. But it's the fear of white people or something like that. I don't know. We're going to look at the video. How about that? But I know fear can't be living in you. You better burn you some sage or something. Let me get mine. It's all right. It's okay. Hell, we've been fucking traumatized. So fucking what? We can deal with it. We've survived everything that they've done to us. It's okay to feel like, damn, they finna be mad. Because they damn sure is. Our ancestors been mad, hurt, beat, burnt, lynched, hooked onto trucks, and dragged through the whole town. They asses running after the truck, looking for the elbow, the knee. Just wicked ass shit. Wicked ass shit. So where's the love? Where's the truth? Why keep hiding this? Because you don't want us to talk about it, but you're still trying to steal who we are, who black people literally are. So-called black people. So-called black people. Everything since we stepped off them plantations. That's why it took so long. That's why it took so long. They had to get all this bullshit together. Like Neely Fuller said, everything in life, white supremacy and racism is controlling it. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. It never sleeps. This system, this machine, oh, it's going. And everybody oiling the motherfucker, even some of us. Talking about, yeah, go Trump, MAGA Trump. Make this great again. Because you know damn well, hell, they still hate your ass. Y'all know goddamn well, white folks, white men still hate black men. Still hate black people, black women. Everybody hate. The black woman is the most, what is it, 333? The most disrespected, least protected. I don't know. I'm just learning too. Ain't nobody told us, taught us nothing that we need to know. So we doing it our damn self. See? Because we got this white mindset, this European mindset. Everything we say is a curse on us. And it's hard to break it. Hell, I ain't even talking to nobody. Hell, but me and the ancestors back here. But every other word we say that come out our mouth is damaging to us. And we got to stop saying it. I got to stop saying it because I know better. Honey, I need to be reading more than 12 o'clock noon and 12 o'clock midnight. Because, yeah, it'll take forever to finish reading. Hell, I don't read that good, that fast, but I read. And the fact that white America talking about put it in a book and they won't read it, that was true for a while because we've been so traumatized. We don't know. We so traumatized even today. Don't talk about it, face. Shut your mouth. And I ain't shutting nothing. Y'all not gonna sit here and keep ignoring my ancestors, our ancestors. Ooh-wee. Spirit come through. Let me find a video because it might be a long night. Just might be a long night. And so what? You going somewhere? Oh, shit, wait a minute. I don't know if y'all...
Your biggest enemy is your fear of the white man.
I don't really know how all of this works, but We gonna work it. Oh damn! It said all snap. Oh, ain't done, the whole thing done backed up on us. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Hold on. Ooh, there it is. Mm. Hey, oh hell. Well, it is what it is. Go find it if you want to see it. It's Farrakhan. Yeah, we're gonna play it from here. But that's it. You want to see it from the beginning, go find it because you see yeah,
Fear
just trying
and
to get it playing
ignorance is
for
your
us.
number one enemy. How dare you say you are a Christian
We
and that you know
let me go get me
Jesus
some people. I'm
Christ
hungry.
and are walking in fear of the very shadow of your enemy?
What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my space. This is Evans Rayola. Guys, I'd like to start this video with a question. What's the biggest
Wake
enemy
up.
of the black
What a
man?
bean. White
What's
folks. White
disturbing
folks
us
with
so
black
much?
folks next.
And according to Louis Farrakhan,
Look at
our
white folks
biggest
next.
enemy is not
Right
the
up.
white man,
Don't
but the
you think?
fear and ignorance of
The
the
whole
white man.
motherfucking world.
Louis
Next.
Farrakhan
Hey,
believes that
white
the
folks.
biggest problem,
Straight
the
at that.
biggest enemy that the black folk has always been the fear of the white man. Louis Farrakhan is the leader of the Nation of Islam. He has often addressed themes of racial identity, fear, and empowerment. In his speeches, um,
I hope
is
y'all was
discussed
watching that.
and highlighted the systemic
Well, I'm
oppression
finna
and
rewind because
historical
the answer said they
injustices
ain't playing
that
this
have
shit.
been
No half
contributed
stepping.
that have contributed to a sense of fear and
Oh,
inferiority among black people in
Mexican American
relation
media.
to the white
Oh,
society.
that's
So,
so
guys, I want you to
awesome.
watch this video of Louis
Well,
Farrakhan
thank you.
discussing about the fear, of the black people, and he says that the biggest fear of the black man has always been the white man. And he explains why the black man fears the white man, and he urges the black man to stop fearing the white man. Once the video is done, we'll get back and do a critical analysis about the same. Let's watch this, guys.
I came here to Selma to talk to you because your biggest enemy is not the white man. Your biggest enemy is your fear of the white man.
Didn't I just tell y'all?
Your
No,
biggest enemy is not the
this
white
is
man. Your biggest enemy is your
racial
ignorance
violence in
of
the
the
United
white
States.
man.
But I apologize, but I'll be updating what I'm reading and stuff. But I gotta get
Fear
this
and
information out to
ignorance
my
is
people.
your number one enemy. How dare you say you are a Christian and that you know Jesus Christ and are walking in fear of the very shadow of your enemy? The scripture said perfect love
I don't want to break
casteth
nothing because I
out
sure got my
fear.
little
And
tablet
that
over
is
there.
your problem. You don't
Woo.
love God enough. You don't love yourself enough. You don't love one another enough.
My brother, this is what Black America needs. We need the truth. So in the hell do we need the truth?
I will tell you all, you can talk that foolishness to the ignorant.
I know that's right.
But see, you cannot bring that to me because I know you. I know your father. I know how you came into existence. And I almost know how long you got if you don't change.
Yep.
They say, no man knows the hour but the Father. But they were asking Jesus, when is the hour? And Jesus said, this wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, but no sign shall be given to you except the sign of Jonah. As Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so shall the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth. I didn't come to Selma to stir up any trouble. Selma is already in trouble. I didn't come to Alabama to stir up any trouble.
We didn't come to stir up no trouble. We've already stirred up.
I wasn't born in America to stir up trouble, but America is in deep trouble. What trouble is America in? What trouble are you in?
Like America.
Because you're in trouble. God said there would be a time of trouble like there never was since there was a time in a nation. But Michael will stand up in that hour of trouble. You're in serious trouble, black folk, not only in Selma, but all over America and all over the world, because the world is in trouble. We have reached the end of this world's order.
You better decide whose side, John.
Into this world and buy into the kingdom of God at the same time. You can't be mayor, young brother, like the other man. You can't be a judge like the other judges. You can't serve like the people that served before you. If Christ is not in you, if you will not serve from the perspective of God, then you need to sit down, because everything that is not of God will be set down.
Ain't that the truth? Turn it off. Oh, y'all ain't ready. But you better get ready. You sure better, honey.
You hypocritical preachers.
Oh, backstabbers. Tell it, my brother. Everything's finna be exposed. Show yourself.
Preach about a God who has power over everything. And then
my ancestors, it's time. Oh, yeah, it's time. Yeah, let's finish this video right here. Good. So, Wills, honey, get ready.
Come on, Farrakhan, don't be too hard. You're in Selma.
Hard.
You act as though God is not God in
hard
Selma as he is in Mississippi or Georgia or anywhere else on this earth. God will be God in Selma when you stand up in faith and stand on the word of God and resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Dear beloved pastors, you got to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. There's nothing wrong with paying respect to the mayor or the police chief or those in authority because you voted them in. But it's wrong to give your allegiance where you become a little puppet and a plaything. Your allegiance should be to God. And that's why the scripture said, love God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. Well, if I give all my heart, soul, and mind to God, what is there left? All is allegiance. My allegiance can never be to a flag. My allegiance has to be to God and what God stands for.
First and foremost. Woo-woo. Ain't nobody ready for this. This for us. This is for us. So is that's who needs to be in here. Bring your ass. Come on.
I respect the flag, but I can only give my allegiance to God. God has never wronged me. Those who represent the flag have wronged us all. enslaved me. But God knows that those who represent the flag represent the torture and the hurt and the pain of millions of my brothers and sisters here and throughout the world. How can I serve God and mammon too? You scared to death people?
Say it again.
I warn you in the name of God that the fearful and the unbelieving will have their part in the lake that burns with fire. Either you're going to be men and women or you're going to die as a coward, leaving the legacy of your cowardice to your children.
Ooh, spirit come through.
Your children will hate your shadow. They will never hate the shadow of Mother Cooper. They will honor her when she's gone. They will honor that strike that she made. What kind of parent are you? Cowering down and cowering before the enemy. While your children are standing there, they will take their lead from you. You've sold your birthright for a mess of porridge. What have you gotten? You've gotten nothing. A few little token positions that allow some token Negroes to ride around in their token automobiles, living in a token neighborhood, acting like
we need it. And we're gonna get to that too. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got him too. Yeah, we got Farrakhan too. We ain't here to just stagnate. Oh, no.
You need preachers who love God enough to stand up on the gospel and preach it without fear. We need Muslims that will stand on the Quran. Prophet Muhammad, if he stood here today, he would stand with me and not against me. If Jesus came in this room, he would hug and kiss me. He would never stand against me for standing up for truth and righteousness and justice for the people.
You know it.
What trouble are you in? What trouble is America in? Whenever a nation's evil outweighs its good, God sends down a decree of death. I want you to hear me. I said, whenever a nation's evil outweighs its good, the God of heaven sends down a decree of death on that nation, on that people, on that society. But he always sends somebody, giving the people a window of opportunity to repent, and atone, and bow down before he kills them all.
Wake up, Black America.
You have not justified your existence on God's earth. He didn't raise you up to be this kind of human being. Don't get angry with me.
Don't you get mad at Farrakhan.
You talk about you know some good white people.
Tell it.
Listen. What is the standard by which you measure good? By your ignorance? The standard of good to measure me, to measure you, to measure the mayor, to measure the president is written in your Bible. It's all right to carry an old lady across the street. That's good. It's all right to be kind to your neighbor. That's good. It's all right to give good counsel to your children. That's good. That's not the good that God judges a nation. Please hear me. Preach. One man came to Jesus. Jesus was telling him how that the nations would be separated and divided. Don't call me the separator. Jesus Christ himself is the separator. He said he would separate the sheep from the goat, and the wheat from the tare, and the righteous from the wicked. Don't put that on me. He said, I come not to bring peace, nay, a sword. Did he say it or did he not? Well, then let me hear something there. You don't have to get quiet. I'm the one talking. Listen. He said, I come not to bring peace, nay, a sword. I come to set the mother-in-law at variance with the daughter-in-law, and the son-in-law at variance with the father-in-law, and they of a man's own household will be his worst enemy. Why are you separating like that, Jesus?
That's a good question.
The disciples said, Master, when were you hungry? And I fed you not? When were you naked and I clothed you not? When were you out of doors and I gave you not shelter? When were you sick and imprisoned and I ministered not unto you? And Jesus said, inasmuch as you have not done these things unto the least of these, my brethren, you have not done it also unto me. And that was the prerequisite. That was the criterion by which God would judge nations. Look at the homeless laying under bridges and in cardboard boxes. Look at the hungry who go to bed hungry at night in the richest country on earth, while the greedy merchants throw food in the ocean to keep the prices up while people are dying of hunger. Look at the naked. Look at the sick who can't even find a doctor if they don't have money. Look at the lockdown. 1,600,000 in prison. In the greatest nation on earth, she has the most prisoners of any country on the earth. Why is that?
Think, people, think.
A nation that gives her people the greatest opportunity of any nation on earth. But she's the biggest consumer of alcohol and drugs of any nation on earth. Why is that? A nation that has the best road system, the best transportation system, the best governmental system. This nation, above all the nations of the earth, has the best almost of everything. But she leads the world in crime and violence and murder and mayhem and debauchery and sin. Why, God, would you send down a decree of death on the United States of America? You better listen, because after I finish and leave, God is going to answer every word that I say here in Selma and in Alabama. Watch the weather and see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He's sick of you and your foolishness And he's sure sick of the government and white folk and yourself. Applause for your hypocrisy, talking about how things have gotten better. Patting yourself on the cheek like you did something.
My brother.
What did you do? Black folk had to tie to go to toilet with you. Go ahead. Black folk had to tie to drink a cup of water out of a fountain. Black folk had to die to vote for the mess that they voted into office. What did you do? What did you do? You hate my people. You smile. Your fathers were more honest. Here's O.J. Simpson. He's innocent in a court of law for murder, but he's responsible. I really don't understand that. How could a man be innocent of murder yet responsible? And they put him on the stand and asked him, "Did you hit her?" He said, "Well, I'm responsible." He couldn't say yes. He didn't want to say yes. He knew he hit the girl. He knew he beat the girl. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. But beating his wife don't mean he killed her. But I'm satisfied. Go ahead. That no man can kill another human being and get away with it with man's law and find refuge in God. Come on, minister. Your fathers killed us. Come on, minister. And juries let them go and called it justifiable. But God said you gotta answer for what your fathers did.
Yes.
You're
Now.
not to blame, but you
Now, not tomorrow. Not next decade. Now.
There's no white person in this audience that had a hand in our enslavement.
We know
They're
that.
innocent. No, this generation did not do that. But they're responsible for keeping you in the miserable condition that slavery put you in. So how are you, the sons and daughters, any better than your fathers?
Tell it loud. For the love of black
Listen
people.
to this.
Spirit come through.
Family,
We gonna listen
I'd
to my
really
brother.
like to commend Louis Farrakhan for discussing issues that are rarely spoken in the society. You know, he's really pushed for the black man to regain his original position. Many a times the black man, you know, has always been taken as a person who's inferior. And many a times that's how the black man started fearing the white man. And Louis Farrakhan highlights the reason as to why he thinks that the black man has constantly being afraid of the white man. And Farrakhan argues that these fears stems from number one, historical oppression. You know, historically, the legacy of slavery, segregation, and racism created psychological scars that persist today. You know, when the black man remembers, you know, how his forefathers, you know, were being enslaved. You know, when the black man remembers colonialism, when the black man remembers what he went through in the time, he fears this white man. You know, he knows that this white supremacist is in power. So many a times these are some of the reasons as to why some of the reasons as to why him black man is afraid of the white man. And Louis Farrakhan was trying to explain to people that if we are afraid, of our fellow human beings, then we are losing it. We should be only afraid of God, and His teachings. We should obey God and His teachings. We should not be afraid of a fellow human being. The number two reason that Farrakhan argues the fear stems from is miseducation. You know, um, many Black individuals have been taught distorted versions of history, leading to a lack of pride in their heritage and accomplishments. Family, if there is one thing that I find really, really funny, is how the white man came and started teaching us about our history as a people, a history that we lived ourselves. Somebody different comes and teaches you about it. He tells you that you did nothing, to civilization. You did nothing to industrialization and all this stuff. Then you wonder how, where do you get the stories from? How do you know our history? They come and lie to you and make you think of a history that they have created. That way, you're afraid of them because they'll make you fear them. They'll tell you that they did the best things then. They'll tell you that they innovated a lot of things. They have been creative over time. They've been your masters and you've been their slaves. They've been your leaders, you've been their subjects. So there is nothing that would compel you from feeling like you're the same with them. You'd always grow fearing them. They miseducated us by starting to lie about our history. How do you teach me about my history, and I am the one who's lived my past? You cannot come and teach me about my history. Then the number three way that they use to perpetuate fear to the Black man is the economic dependence. Structural barriers have made Black communities economically reliant on white institutions, perpetuating feelings of vulnerability. When you depend on someone, you'd obviously fear them. When you depend on your boss, when your boss just speaks, you're always afraid. You know, when your boss says that if you do the same mistake tomorrow, you lose your job, you're afraid. So they are using the economic dependence. We depend on them economically. So they have structural barriers that have made Black communities economically reliant on the white institutions. Once you depend on somebody you fear them. If you know that it is through Evans Raiola that your children would be able to put food on the table in the evening, you'll have to fear Evans Raiola. You'll have to forcefully respect Evans Raiola. If you know that I am the one in command and I am the one who will ensure that your children eat in the evening, that is how the white supremacist has always worked. Then number four, we have the media representation, where stereotypes in the media further reinforce negative perceptions and insecurities about the Black, identity. And um, after noticing the fears that we have, Louis Farrakhan went further to explain to people how to overcome the fear. As a people, how do we come strong from this? We do not need to be always lingering behind, crying always. How do we overcome the fear and the ignorance that we have as a people? Then number one is the Louis Farrakhan advocated for knowledge of self, studying African and Black American history to reclaim cultural pride. Let's be thirsty of knowing our history. Let us learn our history, not from the white people, but our original history. Once we know where we came from, what we stand for, what our forefathers have always done, our culture, you start gaining confidence. You start putting aside fear and gaining wisdom. Wisdom comes with knowledge, and knowledge just gives you strength. Then we have the economic independence, building businesses and institutions owned and operated by Black people. I think one of the scholars who really pushed for Black communities to ensure that they are employers of other Black people is Dr. George Fraser. George Fraser was very, very vocal in this. He's always pushed for an ideology that he thinks that it's easier for the Black race, to build opportunities for other Black people and ensure that they may be able to create wealth that will last generations. His biggest fear is for somebody to create wealth that wouldn't be inherited with their children. He believes that the only way we can gain power as a people is by us creating opportunities by ourselves, creating wealth for us and our children. Then now we have the spiritual strength where embracing faith and moral discipline to combat internalized inferiority. Then unity, encouraging solidarity within the Black community to resist systemic oppression. The teachings of Louis Farrakhan emphasize that fear and ignorance can be eradicated through education, self-reliance, and spiritual growth, ultimately empowering Black individuals to challenge systems of inequality. Guys, thank you so much for tuning to watch this video. I do not take your support for granted. We are almost hitting 18,000 subscribers. I know by the time you'll be watching this video, we shall have hit it, or will be a few subscribers to 18K subs. I do not take your support for granted. Guys, kindly share my videos with your friends and family as we endeavor, to empower the Black community all over the world. Guys, you can also comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if it's a video that is insightful and if it has actually helped you learn a few new stuff here and there. Guys, thank you so much. Like this video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users. Last but not least, you can also support my work through how is it called? The super thanks button. You just tap the super thanks button and something small will be sent to support what we are doing. Guys, thank you. And I really do appreciate you all. See you in my next episode. Goodbye for now.
Oh, well, we did like his video, and I commented that we shared it. Bolden Unchained did. We shared it. That was awesome, wasn't it? That's what we need. That's what Black America needs. We need the truth. We need it now, and ain't nobody finna keep it from us. Not no more. Sure ain't. So y'all, you need to tune in to Farrakhan. Tune in to Farrakhan because it's structure there. It's truth there. Nobody else is telling us. For all the love, everybody is still just putting oil on this machine. They oil in white supremacy and racism. And here we is. Oh, we want to sit down with you. Can we drink with you? We want to eat over here with you. We want some ice too. Just forgot about Black people. Just forgot about us. And that's where we see the change at. It's a new day. It's a new day. Allegedly, it's a new year, 2025. But the calendar, the time been messed up and arranged too. Even that has been altered. It was 10 months in the calendar at one time. I didn't know either. Yeah, so Black America, it's time for us to wake up. Everybody else can do what everybody else been doing because they ain't told us either. Ain't no people came and said, hey, y'all need to get away from these folks. Y'all need to get away from under white America. For all the love. But see, everybody on America's side. Everybody's on America's side for what she done did, and she done fucked them over too. That's why we got to do it for us. This ain't about everybody else. Right here, Bolden Unchained, this is strictly first and foremost, finally, This right here is about Black America. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. We ain't against nobody. Y'all doing fine for y'all. It's time for us to do for us now. It's for all the love that the other peoples in the world that y'all feel for Black America. Tell these folks to cut us our check. Tell they ass to repent and repay us. But see, you ain't gonna do that. See, ain't nobody on our side. Ain't none of y'all on our side. You do just a little bit. Here, I'll give you this little cup of tea. Here, you a bag of tea. But that's it. I always want some for Black folk. Shouldn't we? Y'all ought to want us to be in a better place. We damn near done lost our mind. Have you seen Black masses out there? The Black masses is just stampeding right off the damn cliff. Because we still under white America. We still under white folks. Let me, listening to that right there, I've jotted down some stuff too that I want to say. And I don't agree with everything that Farrakhan say. No, I don't. I don't agree with everything that half of the people that's talking say. And if you ain't on their side, if you ain't on the ancestor side, I probably don't believe and don't even want to hear nothing you got to say. Because I'm not trying to talk about other people. I don't want to hear about other people. Hell, when they got reparations, they should have said, no, get this right here to Black America. Where's the love for Black America? Where's the sincerity for Black America? Y'all gonna just roll us into a new world order with nothing? Losing our minds, stuck under the very ones that did these atrocious things that can't even be mentioned. We can't even mention these things to even think about them. Do you know what it do to us? But now everybody, oh, y'all all right, y'all okay. Like we gonna be so vengeful and attack everybody and stuff. Y'all know we ain't even a vengeful people. Black people love everybody. If it wasn't for us, y'all asses wouldn't even be over here. And then you come over here and you do the same things to us. And I see you. I see you. We see you. Black media see all of y'all leading us right to hell. Ushering us, y'all know the new world order is against us. Y'all know all these operations, these events, these agendas, the laws, the codes, the bills, the projects, the studies. Y'all know everything is about Black America so that we stay up under what? It wasn't enough that we got free physically. So now don't come to Bolden Unchained. Don't come here telling face, oh, that's over and done with. We ain't talking about that now. We're in a new era now. We're going to ignore all of this now. Y'all ain't telling the Jews that. Y'all never tell the Jews that. See, I didn't know none of this. My school ain't taught me shit but bullshit. Nothing but bullshit. And I want somebody's baby. When them motherfuckers get to teaching your baby that Christopher Columbus, my own grandbaby, somebody's baby. When they go home and they telling you, you know, Christopher Columbus murdered all them people. You're supposed to listen and learn it. And when he get in school and Christopher Columbus Day come up, and they talking about here, get the construction paper, here brown, and here a little piece of red and yellow and blue and green and purple so we can make the feathers. Your baby better tear that shit up and tell them, look at here. That man came here, it was already people here. That man genocided, exterminated everybody. I got the book somewhere. I might have loaned it to somebody. But it started out like, check this out, y'all. They was on the ship. They seen the shore and all the brown people. All the brown people. They seen all the brown people. The brown people seen them on the ships. So the brown people were waving and happy. Someone's come to visit. Someone's here. We can bestow gifts on them. That's how the people were feeling. So Christopher Columbus now, they got their sails and stuff, and they sail on up to the shore, and they all know what they thinking about. Soon as they seen him, Christopher Columbus, his first thought was, oh, they gullible. Look at all of that gold, that jewelry. They so happy, they just don't know. We finna take everything. That's what he was thinking of. It was in the book. I hope I can find it. And then I had one about the 4 voyages of Columbus. There go Mayflower. We finna read everything. It ain't nothing we ain't gonna read. You gonna read too. Yeah, you gonna read too, or you might as well go on and go now. Because that's what we doing here. Black America. Not everybody else. Go help them. We don't want nobody else help at this point. Nah, Bolden Unchained, though. Go help another black media. Because I'm helping them. So don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted with me. And yes, honey, what Farrakhan was saying, we got a whole bunch of final calls. Sure do. And I probably done missed some because I ain't seen them out. Because I ain't been out. But yeah, we going to be reading. Sure will. We finna read Malcolm. Every book in this library. You go through your personal library. Throw Harlequin Quinn in the lobby. Donate Harlequin Quinn. And what's the other one? Zane. Is that the one? The you know the one I'm talking about? Street Girls or whatever it is. Set all that shit in the damn lobby. Because Black America is in another awakening. You didn't know either. I didn't know either. I felt something though. But hell, I didn't even know about the first awakening. I had no idea about Red Summer. Who got taught about Red Summer? Who knew about Red Summer? I'm talking about Black America. To Black America. I don't mean to be rude to nobody and stuff, but I'm pretty sure y'all knew. I'm pretty sure y'all knew. Everybody knew. But in Black America, who knew about Red Summer? See, some schools taught us, some factual truths of history, but most of them didn't. Mine didn't. Sure didn't. So, we finna unlearn all of that bullshit that they have taught us, and we finna relearn everything. We finished reading Red Summer. Then we read, during noontime, we also read our African Americans impact on, here it is right here. African American impact on United States history. And it's got all our ancestors on there. So we read that in noontime. We had another one. We finished that. We just going through our books and stuff. We trying to address the roots of our disconnect with each other, our animosity with each other, our self-hate. Where did it start? Why? Who did it? Why we hate each other so much? And I didn't know, I don't know, I still don't know if it's because we felt like we didn't fight enough. We felt like we didn't fight to save us enough. Because we did. We did. We fought every day. Our ancestors fought every day. Sometimes they had to wait till the next holiday when the slave masters got drunk so they could escape. But some of them didn't wait till the holiday. Oh, no. Some of them got down and left any way they could. So the self-hate, is it because of the trauma? The trauma that's still in us, that's still hurting us, Black America. We got to find out why. Because we can't leave this plane without knowing why, without fixing it. I don't know about y'all, Black America, but I know for me and people that think like me, we're not on y'all side. We're not on y'all side if y'all on white America side. We can't be. We won't be. We on our ancestors' side. Yeah. Y'all by yourself. Y'all want to be with white America. Y'all want to love white America. Y'all want to keep excusing white America and not remember, not learn, not. It's such greatness in us. It's like holding gold. It's like knowing you got gold inside of you. You know, that was kind of wild, wasn't it? But you know, cosmic energy. I do believe that the Big Bang, y'all, was nothing other than the cosmos. And the cosmos is so expansive, y'all. It's so big. It's so huge. It ain't even one universe. It's like multiverse. I didn't know either. But it's so huge. And it's like it manifested as the black man, the first man on this planet. The original man. Everybody come from the black man and the black woman. I think that was Adam and Eve. Everybody come from us. Who the hell we gonna come from? Wait a few minutes. Who we gonna come from? Exactly. We the parents of everybody. We the parents of everybody. We y'all motherfucking parents. And y'all treating us like this. Y'all sit there and let these folks do this shit to us. And keep doing it. Keep us like this. Don't tell them. Don't let them up. If they don't tell them they need to read. Don't tell them they need to get away. And then y'all stand back and say, we don't know why Black America like that. Black America done lost their mind. Black America is this. Black America is encouragement. Get off of my altar. You better get off of my altar right now. Then y'all turn around and Black America this, Black America that, knowing damn well Black America is so traumatized. We so traumatized, y'all. If y'all only knew the masses is traumatized, losing our minds, trying to keep the peace, trying to keep white America okay. You know, and y'all didn't even do it. We wasn't even there. But y'all still greasing y'all machine. You're still ordering your machine. White folks, you're still teaching racism because hell, your kids is showing everything. Your kids is showing everything. They out there being racist because that's what y'all doing. See, y'all ain't never been sincere. See, you think just because we can shop together and work together and eat together and have babies together and get married and build businesses, you know, that's all. Now, we rather have your motherfucking sincerity than to have your motherfucking ass on our back our entire life. We ain't never got away from white folks since we stepped off the motherfucking plantations. We ain't never got away from black folks except Black Wall Streets. I just learned about Black Wall Streets in like 2013, 2014. Ain't heard a word or a whisper about nothing that white America done did to Black America. And this ain't about everybody else. That's what this about. If everybody else want to be in it, then hell, you let it happen. You let it happen too. Yeah? Y'all, you only do so much. You only do so much. You only say so much. It's like telling Black America, oh yeah, we love you, we sympathize with you. And then you go over here and tell white America, here, take this, and this, and do that. What the fuck? So yeah, we're in a new awakening. I don't know about everybody else, Hell, look to me like mankind and humanity is at stake. Yep, mankind and humanity is at stake because we different. We different. I don't want to hear that bullshit. We're motherfucking different. Black America, we ain't supposed to be eating like white folks eat. We ain't supposed to be living like white folks live. We doing everything like white folks do. Hell, we might wake up one year, decade, and hell, they ass be us. They got y'all asses behind some motherfucking gates with robots this time. You ain't finna escape through nothing because ain't no trees now. These motherfuckers done cut down all the trees. Ain't no trees now. Escape how? Oh, you gonna get through the robot dog. They got baby robots, robot dogs, humanoid robots, all kind of crazy shit. Flying cars that drive themselves, listening. Oh yeah, them cars and shit finna be listening and looking and probably recording everything. But hold up. Don't be mad at me. Everybody feel like, oh, life is just progressing. Life, humanity is just progressing. We evolving. And that would have been fine and dandy. Hell, if your motherfucking asses would have let us evolve too. It looked to me like everybody trying to sacrifice Black America. For what? To live in a futuristic world. To live in a futuristic world, for real. Y'all rather live in a futuristic world than be sincere with Black America, knowing we can have babies with everybody. The world will be plentiful and green, and the pets of the world, will be safe, But no, everybody on some old evil, side-eyed shit. Because the agenda is to, I don't know, something with Black America. Just keep Black America where they at. Keep them in their place. Don't let them go no further. Ooh, I wish I can get them back. Ooh, I wish I could tell her ass she better not be late another time. Just wish they could just tell us like they used to. You better not leave. Why? A whole human, a whole person that the cosmos ordained to be here. Not only that, the first person. That's who this is happening to. So yeah, at this point, we're in a new awakening because we need to read. We're in a new way because I will go there. We'll be up all night. Me and the ancestors. You can wake up and catch on if you want to. Because they is not finna be ignored. Not no more. Not no more. Not our ancestors. No, It's a new day. It's a new day. I really wish that it could have been different. I just want to, I don't know, I feel like saying that, the pastor that want us to reconcile, racial reconciliation. I wish it could, but I don't see it happening. I ain't been really watching Black media because I've been trying to get this straight so that, I could just come on and be ready. But I got so much notes and stuff, I don't even know where to lift your voice and sing is that I might have to print it off again. But, so I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of Black media and stuff. But y'all go look at it and see what's going on. And shoot, start your channel so we can kind of keep up and we can learn from each other and stuff because it's so much, And we ain't never done nothing like this before. Black America, we ain't never done this before. We didn't even know about no awakening stuff. Most of us thought we was okay. Hell, I thought we were fine. I thought Black America was all right. Until Terrence Franklin was murdered by Minneapolis Police Department. And then at the same time, Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman. That was like 2013. That's when I guess I had my awakening. Because I went to that protest and I was like, damn, is this really happening? Because everything just started coming. All of the police murders and, everything just started opening up, because We have to just give ourselves that one opportunity and be interested in something different. Something different. And to tell the truth, I was just going to donate some money. I was just going to donate some money to the cause. But honey, when I got there and seen what was going on and what happened, what went down and everything, honey, oh no. No, you keep your ass right here. Because we got some things for you to do. That's what the ancestors said. And I was like, okay, all right. And that's what it is. So now, yep, it's time to find out why. Why we hurt. Why we broken. When we all we got. We ain't got nobody else. Don't nobody give a fuck about us. Hell, they can't wait for white America to get a hold of us again and tie us down so they can kind of keep us captivated. Nobody even know about us and stuff. And then, you know, white folks will be able to really act like they black. Yep. White folks really want, then white folks going to act like they black because they done learned everything now. They done infiltrated. I don't give a damn who mad. They done infiltrated everything. The way we live, the way we sleep, the way we behave, our routine, the kids' routines, everything. Everything. You know, we give respect to the sirens. It's over there, but yeah, we give respect to the sirens and stuff, you know, because everything was designed and built by African Americans right here in America. But they don't want us to remember nothing that they did, but they building up all this fake ass shit. Like we're going to be riding, it's going to be a traffic jam, they're going to push the button and they car going to levitate and then they going to take off. And y'all asses, Black America, you better not get your ass in them damn cars that you can't get out of. Because you know damn well, hell, it's all for you. Everything is for you. Everything is against Black America. That's it and that's all. Everybody else, y'all pawns. And you knew it. But you was okay with it. You was okay with being used. Long as it was black folks that was being graded on. You was okay with it. Now look, everybody in motherfucking danger. Everybody is. And y'all still refuse to stand up. You still refuse to stand up and say, well, hey, since we finna go to the new world order, since we going to hell in a handbasket, but we ain't going nowhere with y'all motherfucking asses. We damn sure ain't. But anyway, y'all to be like, well, since we going through this together and stuff, you know, let's just equip, let's give Black America they reparations. Let's give them some land and stuff, you know, let's make it right with Black America. Because see, white America, y'all got power too to help us. See, y'all motherfucking asses turned against us and y'all became insincere. That's what y'all did. Y'all became insincere and stayed that way. Y'all don't never want to put your vote where your mouth is for all your love. Tell your people to cut that check. Tell your people to cut that check. Because we're not trying to harm anyone. We're not trying to be vengeful because we want to know. We ain't never been a vengeful people. We hate ourselves. And I think we hate ourselves here because we won't get the hell away from around white folks. Yeah, why y'all ass still around, man? Act like you can't live without them. But let me say this about the Farrakhan and stuff because I do need to read. And yeah, but I think I mentioned some of it when he was talking about we did nothing, you know. We did do something. We did fight. We still fighting. It's just been tampered with. We've been dumbed down. Yeah, we don't know how to fight for us anymore. Our whole psyche, our whole focus is not on us. We don't know how to for us anymore. That's why we got to start looking at black media. Turn off that bullshit. The television here. I was listening to, I think it was Professor Walter White maybe. And he was saying that Black America, we watch like 10 hours of TV a day. What the fuck? Who? Oh, because here, A Different World ain't on TV no more. Unless you on something like Bounce, The Huxtables, Good Times, The Jeffersons. I know y'all ain't looking at none of that. Y'all ass looking at motherfucking judge shows, reality TV, some old bullshit, the Waltons, shit like that, Opie. When you need to be looking at black media so we can learn how to at least pay attention to us again. We can learn at least what's going on. Somebody gonna say something, you're gonna be like, damn, let me sit down. I mean, where the focus at? Black America. I ain't talking to everybody, I'm talking to Black America. And then I had about the traumatization. We've been so traumatized. What is it? Traumatization. We've been so traumatized. We can't do nothing. We really can't move, When you think about it, it's like all that black media out there, I know about it. Y'all don't know about it, so you probably can't even imagine. But it's so much black media out there that's talking to us, that's telling us, that's teaching us, trying to alert us, trying to get our attention. But it's so many of us that ain't even aware or paying attention. We just ain't focused. We just into everything white. Everything in our life is white, So we have no clue whatsoever is going on with keep your eyes on the prize, everybody else is. We have no idea about none of that because we so wrapped up in white folks. We so traumatized by white folks. Hell, they ought to be the ones worried about our sanity. But see, ain't nobody worried about Black America's sanity. No, everybody feel like, damn, let them go through it. Don't anybody ever consider, the breakage that's happened to Black America? You know what they did to our family structure. Everybody know about everything. We ain't gonna sit here and act like other peoples don't know what's happened to Black people. We the only ones that don't know. I just found out. So yeah, move around with that shit. And then next I wanted to talk about, God. And we really want to get to, I ain't gonna stay on too long, because if I really get deep with it and stuff, God is a woman. But for the sake of God being a man, because everything is like, what is it called? A patriarchal hierarchy or system or something like that, where the man got to be the head. But really, cosmic energy, all of that cosmicness up there, that's really a woman. It's feminine. That's really a woman to me. That's the Black woman's womb. And it's giving birth to stars and rainbows. It's giving birth to new planets and stuff like that. It's giving birth. So, but yeah, we're going to leave that word resonate with you maybe. But when the cosmos manifested itself as a man, in other words, and that man was the Black man. If it was the white man, I would have said it was the white man. But it was not the white man, because the Black man was the first man, the original man on the planet. As long as we got that understood. It was not the white man. So we're not talking about the white man. But really, the bottom line is the Black man is God. The Black man is God. Yep. Everybody talking about it. I probably explain it a little different because, I think the cosmos manifested him. Manifested itself, which is him, the Black man. And that's who God is. And everybody, y'all ass been sitting up here and been letting that motherfucker do that to the Black man. Yep, been letting the white man castrate, skin the Black man alive. Yep, for 400 plus years. That's what y'all did. People in the world, everybody did it. Everybody did it. There's no excuse. The only thing you can do at this point is tell his ass to repent and repay. Because, and that right there might give him a little mercy from the cosmos. Because the cosmos is pissed. The pets of the world that's done went extinct. Honey, I didn't know their ass was killing ivory elephants and all the majestic animals and pets of the world. Ooh, we so many of them extinct now. They'll probably never, ever, ever be again. If ain't nobody got no, well, ain't no DNA, no clones or nothing. They all extinct. But anyway, the cosmos is pissed. The cosmos is mad as hell. That's why Farrakhan was talking about the storm. Pay attention to the weather. Yeah. And then they done cut down all the trees. So we can't escape. But the trees is Mother Nature's limbs. How you gonna cut down the trees that grow by they... For real? So yeah, Mother Gaia is mad too. Yeah, this war is spiritual now. It ain't even religious no more. Have hope. I know, Black America, we need hope. I know we need hope. Shit, you think I don't know we need hope? We got to have hope in something. But at least have it in yourself. At least give yourself some benefit of the doubt. Your own people, the benefit of the doubt. And then I wanted to say, to me, and it's just to me, I don't speak for nobody else, because I know how everybody else thinking, and it ain't about the benefit of Black people. But I think that Black America can't see your life without white people. You cannot see yourselves without white people. Why? Why? Yeah, we got some weaklings out there. Everybody got weaklings in their peoples. Everybody got weaklings in their people. But why can't we see our life with just us, operating with us, working with us, taking care of us, being there for us, buying from us, inventing and creating for us? I just want to say, I think that's why, because we can't see our life without white folks. And that right there itself go back to the traumatization. We so traumatized. We can't think. We can't critically think. This is like a love-hate relationship. Slave-master relationship. Toxic. We can't. So many of our elders try to tell us, but no. They done changed now. We done got these babies, done got married, got businesses together. We were sincere. When we integrated, we were sincere. We didn't, come out and be like, oh, we want to eat at y'all restaurant with y'all so we can fuck you over. We didn't like, we want to come out and go to school with y'all, so we can fuck y'all over. No, we really wanted to be a part of America. I don't know why we thought we had to do it with y'all, because we wasn't supposed to do it with white America. We were supposed to do it on our own. Especially after you showed us again. First, you showed us there in slavery. Then we got physically free because we still mentally changed. So, face ain't, but Black America is still mentally changed. So, first you showed us who you was, white America, during slavery. Then after slavery, you showed us who you was when you burned down destroyed all of our Wall Streets. We had more than a couple Wall Streets. You burned down everything. You flooded our towns. You made some of our towns, our black towns, into parks. A whole park. Where the sincerity? Where was the sincerity? At what time was you sincere again? Oh, now we're making America great again. We're making America great again. Oh, yeah. We're making America great again. That's what's happening, buddy. And everybody know. Oh, shit. That's what's finna happen. But Black America. Black America ain't thought about nothing. History repeats itself. If the situation is set up correctly. If the structure is set up properly, history will repeat itself, and society will let it happen. Society will let it happen. They ass will be out there looking. They'll be out there looking, paying for it. Just like Kentucky wanted to clean up their act. Oh, we can't keep lynching black folk. We got to stop lynching them. We got to stop roasting them, because they used to roast black people. Put them on that little spigot thing. It's in the books. We're going to read all of that bullshit. Then Kentucky was like, hey, we got to stop doing all of this. It was in the last book, Racial Violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940. We just finished reading. It was in one of them chapters. Kentucky, the one decided, we finna clean up Kentucky. We can't keep killing black people, lynching them, roasting them, and dragging them through the town because we need the rest of society, the world, to think that Kentucky is a nice place to live and you safe here. Come and move here with us. We all be one people. So we can't do that no more. White America had a motherfucking fit. Wait a minute. You mean to tell us, white people, white America, and honey, I'm telling you, they come out for one man being lynched. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with two because the media. See, the media been on their side the whole time, the whole entire time. White media been on white people's side. They ain't been on your ancestors' side. White America, white media been on white America's side. They ain't never been on black America's side. Now, white America had white media telling them everything. White media was telling white America, such and such did such and such was raped, beaten, killed a white woman, and we looking for such and such, and this gonna be a lynching in 5 days. Honey, they posted that 5 days before the lynching. White folks came out, honey, they came out 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. I think one of them had 100,000 white folks came to see the lynching. Was it John Hartfield? Jesse Thompson? Who was one of them? But they asses came out there. They had babies. All of the lynchings. These race riots, I didn't even know it was that many race riots. They ain't even race riots. They really massacres. Massacres. We're going to read about some of them tonight. Yeah. That's why it's Midnight with the Ancestors. Because they got some things to say. The ancestors will not be denied no more. That shit stops now. Black America, you got a decision to make. Whose side are you on? We know whose side everybody else on. Not just in America, but we talking about America. We talking about America. Oh, yeah. Honey, this 500-year grudge. So, yeah, we need to decide. We need to know. If you ain't on our side, then go on over there with them. Because there won't be no more Harriet Tubman coming to get you and save you, coming back. Not this time. Not this time. No. Our ancestors that did, help free some slaves and stuff, because we reading about them. Yes, for our lunch hour and stuff. And it's a good thing that this right here is Midnight with the Ancestors, because we get a lot. We take in a lot. And it's going to get a lot more. We're going to take in a whole lot more. Because we're out of time now. I'm late. to the fight. But I ain't late. I guess I just had to be one of the last ones. So you need to bring your ass on too. But Vernon John's the one said, if you see a good fight, get in it. Black America is the fight. Black America is the fight that must be fought. Then nobody never fight for us but us. Nobody but us. You know, it really makes me feel like we need to be like the Amish. Like the Amish. Y'all asses won't see us at all. Period. Don't come looking for us. Don't come asking us. Come out with us. Let's chill. Let's mingle. Let's win this together. We're one. Because ain't none of y'all been on our side. So Black America, if you can't see your life without white America, without the pillows, them laps of luxury, your shoes, your coats, your fancy clothes, your big pretty hats and stuff, your name brands. If you can't see your life without all of that stuff, that whiteism, the white mindset, then yeah, we appreciate if you just gone and be with them. Because we ain't going to make you remember, love, accept, teach, learn about your ancestors. We're not finna do that no more. It's too late. I didn't even have time to go before slavery. So I got just right there when we got out of physical slavery. I couldn't even go back to when they put us in the chains because we at the end now. The shit is over. Life as we know it is over for everybody. Everybody finna get some of this oppression. And Martin Luther King told you that. He said injustice against one is injustice against all. Y'all ass thought he was talking to us. Damn this thing. Ooh-wee. But yeah, won't be nobody coming back. Harriet ain't coming to save nobody. Your ass go to this plantation on your own. That's where you're going to be. Yeah. And, you know, just know this. Won't be no trees to, you know, escape through. Won't be no swamps, no wilderness, because it's all big buildings, cave-like structures. It's a whole new ball game. Yep, it's a whole new game. It's a game, you know. Let's see, what else did I have here? Oh, I think that was about it. Yeah, so let's read. And yeah, what time is it? Let's see, because okay, so we are with racial violence in the United States. And you know that other book was racial violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940. All right, part 1, the history of Negro white violence in America. 1, lawlessness and violence. Popular fears of the Black Rebellion and a sometimes politically nourished public concern with crime in the streets were important motives for President Johnson's establishment of National Advisory Commissions on Civil Disorders, 1967, and on Violence, 1968. Exploitation of these same concerns made them a major issue of the 1968 presidential campaign. I know, right? Much of this concern and fear reflects the lack of historical perspective of American citizens. Neither individual crime nor collective violence are new phenomena in our society. In this chapter, I have attempted to bring some historical perspective to the discussion of violence by briefly reviewing instances of collective violence in the United States. Now, the collective violence, everybody in on it. Yeah, racial violence. Racial violence. What other violence in America where everybody doing it? All right then. Racial violence. That's what it is. Yep. While the emphasis is on the continuing struggle between blacks and whites, historical evidence is given to demonstrate that violence and lawlessness have always been a part of American life and have involved many of the groups that constitute American society. So see, it ain't just Black America. See, it ain't just Black America. Everybody else, that fog, don't go out in that fog. When y'all see that fog out there, take your ass in the house, breathe in your coat, get out your car, park it, and walk the other way or something. Turn around, bust a U-turn. Because it's affecting your throat and stuff, you know, and people are complaining about it. My throat is itchy since that fog. So, you know, we just gotta, everybody, you know, because like I said, humanity and mankind is at stake, you know, and everybody, you know, just be safe when you're out there. We really, truly not trying to hurt anyone. Not Black America. We hurting ourselves. We ain't hurting other people. You know, we got a self-hate with us, you know, but on the whole and stuff, you know, we want everybody to be safe, you know, and live your life. That's why we was chosen to be the parent people. You know, it's a shame that we've been indoctrinated and then, you know, brainwashed and enslaved, don't know who we are. You know, it's a shame. It's a travesty. All right. Lawlessness and violence in America and their special manifestations in change in Negro-white relationships. Ours has been a lawless and violent nation. Indeed, race riots and bombings, although they are particularly dramatic manifestations of conflict, have claimed fewer lives than many other varieties of violence, individual or social. There are more criminal homicides in some American metropolises every year than there have been deaths from all the urban race riots of the 20th century combined. A few famous feuds and some important labor disputes have rolled up casualty lists which compare in length with the most spectacular interracial disorders. Social violence, assault upon individuals or their property solely or primarily because of their group, like, you know, ethnic or religious or racial affiliations, and lawlessness generally have not been phenomena expressed only in interracial relations in this country. This article reviews briefly 2 sets of historical data relevant to the understanding of those patterns of race relations in urban areas which have culminated in violence. An introductory section consists of a simple listing of some other varieties of social violence which have characterized intergroup relations in the United States and notes a widespread tradition of lawlessness, a tradition which has been manifested in every area of civic life. The remainder of the article reviews the changing character of interracial relations and their more specific manifestations in social interracial violence. Ooh, yeah, this is going to be deep. It's going to be very deep. Ooh, wee. Oh, my ancestors. All right, let's read. Our lawless heritage. It is possible to make a rough classification of types of lawlessness and violence by reference to the areas of social interaction in which such lawlessness and violence occur. The 2 categories which emerge from such simple classification overlap, but are nonetheless distinguishable. The first category, that of ethnic violence, includes, in addition to Negro-white social violence, conflict and violence focused on religion and nativity. While the motivation behind much of this violence falls more accurately into the secular area of economic and political violence, The manifest reasons for punishing religious and nationality and racial groups have usually referred to religious, cultural, and racial differences, distinguishing these groups from real Americans. That was wow. An anti-Catholic tradition, which has been expressed even in the 20th century, was responsible for frequent eruptions in the last century, particularly in the period before the Civil War. In the 3 decades immediately preceding that war, street fights was frequent, sometimes taking on the proportions of major riots. Convents, convents, and other religious edifices were attacked and sometimes destroyed, and Catholics, both within and without the church hierarchy, were subject to constant vilification and occasional physical assault. This anti-Catholicism, particularly as related to an expression of Native Americanism and the Know Nothing movement, was most frequently directed against Irish Catholics, perhaps because they were resistant to accepting of subservient accommodative status, and they had significant economic and political overtones. Jews and Mormons, to mention only 2 other religious communities, have also been the focus of hostility and violence. While the Irish Catholics may have received the brunt of the animus, ANIMUS, and overt violence in Native American riots, they were by no means the only ethnic group attacked. Almost all immigrant groups went through a period of unpopularity, and unpopularity inextricably tied up with their status as perceived economic and political threats to the older immigrant groups. Groups distinguishable from the large population by virtue of physical characteristics were a particular focus of hostility. It was those groups that everybody was in on, I guess. Assaults upon the indigenous Indian population, commonplace throughout the historical period, were certainly not always necessary for the protection of the white population. A growing resentment towards the Chinese, originally imported as laborers on the transcontinental railroads, culminated in anti-Chinese riots in the closing decades of the 19th century. Treatment of Mexican Americans in the American Southwest has been similar to treatment of Negro Americans in the American South. And in the 1940s saw attacks not only on the civil rights of, but also against the persons and property of Japanese Americans and Mexican Americans, as well as against Negroes. Is it anybody on the face of this earth in this country or any other that white people, white America ain't against? Is it anybody? Tell me. And why the hell is everybody letting it happen? Even from then. And then want to label somebody else as super predator. Oh, the black man, the super predator. Oh, the black man is the super predator. The black man, the super predator. Have you heard about the super predator? The super predator is on the loose. All the media talking about it. Everybody. White media, everybody just jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, yeah, the super predator. This the dangerous, lazy, threatening if you see him. Everybody out for the black man. But you see, black America, everybody else, they got their ass away from white America, didn't they? Some of them, a few of them might have lingered around, like some of y'all asses might linger. Talking about, no, I don't want to go. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here with Mrs. And we're going to leave your ass there too. Because like I said, ain't nobody coming back for your asses. Ain't no coming halfway to you. Ain't no coming to get you. your ass be there, that's where you gonna be. Because look here, somebody gonna have to do that grunt work. Somebody gonna always have to do that grunt work. I'm just saying, think about it. Don't be mad at me. I'm on my ancestor side. That's it and that's all. You know, yeah, I might be the only one on their side, but that's whose side I'm on. Don't get it twisted with me. The second general category includes a variety of secular types of violence. Most important here are lawlessness and violence, growing out of politics and the relations of the populace to the government, and out of economic competition. Everybody want to fight over the money. Everybody want to fight over black bodies. What black folks gonna do? What you want to give them? How you gonna count them? Can they vote? What we gonna do with them? But where our money at? Where our money? That's why America kept paying everybody reparations and stuff. Kept paying everybody reparations and stuff. Because everybody was at the point where I was at. Where's ours at? I told you, I gave you the floor plan. I gave you the blueprint, how to take Black America down, how to keep them, how to get them back, how to subdue them. We helped you subdue Black America. Where is our payout? Where is ours at? That's how everybody else in the world is about it. Everybody is. Yep. Because they saved themselves from this. Because they got themselves from under white America. See how they did us? Why? And then everybody want to say why we can't live. Why we all can't get along? When Rodney was saying it, he was saying it because, hell, this bullshit is wrong. I think he was the one that said why we can't get along when they were beating him. I'm like, what the hell? What? For real? And everybody want to act like, oh, yeah, that's all right. They can go through it like James Sims told y'all. Because he done taught y'all. Because that one man, James Marion Sims, done told y'all, yeah, they can withstand some pain. And you know that man was cutting open Black women with no numbing pain, just had him in his backyard where he done made him a little medical center, a little medical hideaway or whatever the hell it was when he first got started. And he just cutting and digging in Black women and operating and stuff. No medicine, no anesthesia, no numbing agents or nothing. And then putting that scalpel thing in Black babies' heads. And pushing it off in there, talking about he fixing something. The Republic itself originated in an armed rebellion against the then established government. Like all civil wars and internecine, internecine strife, the Revolutionary War was a particularly vicious one, and the treatment accorded loyalists by patriots was no more gentle than that accorded the constituents more attractive. Let me read that again. The new government hardly found it like all civil wars and internecine strife, the Revolutionary War was a particularly vicious one, and the treatment accorded loyalists by patriots was no more gentle than that accorded the central figure in any lynching. The new government hardly found its constituents more tractable. Revolt against the new republic was manifested in Shays' Rebellion in Massachusetts in 1787. We need us a new notebook. We need a new notebook. Yep, because this is not my book. And I'm not going to mark in it because I got to take it back. But I sure want to mark in it so I can keep it. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to write the names down. These, because we're going to look these up at some point. We're going to look them up. We here to learn. We unlearning all that bullshit they done put in our heads and stuff. Yeah, we sure are. We finna learn now. This is it. This is it, Black America. And what was it? Shade, you write it down too. Shays Rebellion. SHAYS Rebellion. REBELLION. And that's in Massachusetts. Massachusetts. MASSACHUSSETTS. And that was in 1787. In Pennsylvania's Whiskey Rebellion. Dang. That's another. Whiskey Rebellion. Whiskey Rebellion. 1794. In smuggling and trading with the enemy in the War of 1812. Let's see about the War of 1812. And in the draft riots of the Civil War. Draft riots of the Civil War. In the Depression of the 1930s, the agrarian, AGRARIAN, the agrarian population manifested its hostility. In the Depression of the 1930s, the agrarian population manifested its hostility to the government in the penny bankrupt sales and in other rural disturbances. I better write it down, though, ain't it? Agrarian population. I want to know who that is. What is that population? Agrarian population. Let's try to look in the. I'm looking at the context, but it don't really say who they were. But we're gonna write down penny bankrupt sales too. Bankrupt sales. Yeah, this is going to be some good reading. And in other rural disturbances. Political hostility has not been limited to direct action against the government. The last century saw spectacular election riots. And even today, elections are often characterized by sharp violations of the law. Economic strife has erupted into violence countless times in the last 100 years. No major industry accepted unionization without a struggle. But in some, such as the railroads and the mines, the struggle assumed the character of wars. Bloody Harlan and the Heron massacre. Write it down. I know, right? Bloody Harlan. Yeah, we finna learn all this, honey. Sure is. And Heron, that's HERRIN, massacre. HERRIN massacre. The Haymarket riot, that's the one I was talking about with John Brown. We got his book. We got John Brown book. I think he was the one with the Haymarket. Yeah, because you know, John was against slavery. We give credit where credit is due now. He was against slavery. You know, and him and some others went to Haymarket. And, you know, they tried to free the slaves and stuff. They're going to kill everybody there. He was. And, yeah, I think somebody told on or something. But they all of them ended up getting caught and they lynched all of them and stuff, you know. And he was a white man. He was an abolitionist. We read about some other abolitionists in the other book in our, you know, I think it was this book right here. Yep. The African Americans and their impact on the United States. And this is what he said right here on the back. This John Brown. I will raise a storm in this country that will not be stayed so long as there is a slave on its soil. And he meant it. He was sincere. Why white America? Why come y'all ain't, you know, you didn't take after John? Why you didn't take after John? Huh? Why you didn't see the man? No, because you wanted to ignore it. You were jealous of it. And now you got to repent and you got to pay. Oh. Political hostility. Political hostility has not been limited to direct action against the government. The last century, oh shoot, I'm way down from that a little bit. But I'll go ahead and read it anyway. Economic strife has erupted into violence countless times in the last 100 years. No major industry accepted unionization without a struggle, but in some, such as the railroad and the mines, the struggle assumed the character of wars. Bloody Harlan and the Heron Massacre, the Haymarket Riot, and the Homestead Strike. These names conjure up a pageant of lawlessness and violence, continuing well into the present century. Assassination and terrorism have both been assassination and violence continuing well into the present century. Assassination and terrorism have been used by both labor and management. And in the big steel strikes of the 1930s, the steel company spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on machine guns and tear gas. Indeed, organizing strikes of today, such as that at Koehler, Koehler, and similar protracted work stoppages, are still occasionally productive of violence. I said I wasn't going to write in this book right here, but I'm not. Because if I do, I sure would take them the money up there. Let me see how much it costs. Oh, I don't see it, but I'm not going to do it anyway. Ancestors will give me one. They'll give me my own. Watch it too. I'm be coming here telling you, y'all, look, I got my own book. All right, yeah. Where is we at here? Oh, they done bought up all this ammunition and tear gas. America has been then a land of lawlessness and violence, ranging from spontaneous brawls between servicemen of different branches and schoolboys from different schools, through the blood feud and gangster warfare, to the full-fledged military campaigns which have occurred in struggles between class and between adherents of different religious faiths. The tradition of lawlessness includes both a contempt of parking regulations and an admiration of gangster heroes, and on the other hand, an excess zeal in the administration of vigilante justice, lynch law, and six-shooter law on the frontier. Some areas, such as Harlan County in Kentucky and Bloody Williamson in Illinois, have run practically the full gamut of types of violence suggested above. Some areas, such as Harlan County in Kentucky and Bloody Williamson in Illinois, have run practically the full gamut of the types of social violence suggested above. The violence we just learned about, they done did it all. Probably more. Yep, it wasn't a stone they left unturned that they didn't do. For a journalistic but suggestive account of violence in one such area, they say, see Angle 1952. See Angle 1952. That must be another book or a reference. Yeah. But there's practically no section of the United States which has not, at one time or another, been a center of lawlessness and violence. It ain't no section of the United States. I remember about a week ago, I was saying, I bet it ain't even an acre of land in South America, probably all over the United States, that ain't got blood saturated. I'm going to say the whole United States that ain't no blood saturating it, unless it ain't no people there. And then the blood is so thick. It's done, done spread anyway. It's so thick. In Black America, you refuse to wake up. You refuse to even look, to open your eyes and see. If there's less actual participation in violence today, and if Americans must sublimate their propensities to violence by watching television, the potentiality still remains. The violence and bloodshed, which has accompanied adjustments in the accommodative pattern between whites and Negroes in the United States, are not unique to interracial relations. It is a thesis of the research on which this article is based that the violence which occurs in interracial relations is an inevitable product of assault upon the accommodative pattern. Further research on the forms of violence which have been listed in this brief outline will, the writer believes, it will demonstrate that all social violence results from the interaction of conceptually similar forces in defining patterns of accommodation. I know, right? This is deep. This is deep. You might well turn the TV off. I am too. No, I'm going to leave this on here because we might watch this. Then again, we might not. But yeah, about them keeping that metal mask on Black women, shackles of the soul, the horrifying use of metal masks on slaves. Oh yeah, honey, white America done studied us. Now we studying y'all asses. We studying y'all asses. The changing character of Negro-white relations and Negro-white violence in the United States. In this section, a rough classification has been made of periods in race relations in this country, the social forces which define them, and the types of social violence which characterize them. The periods covered are roughly as follows: the period of slave insurrections and resistance, 1640 to 1861. Civil War and Reconstruction, that was from 1861 to 1877. The Second Reconstruction and the beginnings of the Great Migration, from 1878 to 1914. World War I and post-war boom and racial readjustment, and that was 1915 to 1929. Hold on. Interwar and depression, that was 1930 to 1941. World War II, that was 1942 to 1945, and the period from World War II to 1963. I know, right? Let me go fix my tea. Get you some. Get you some tea, honey. Because I sure got mine. I sure got my tea, baby. Don't even try to tell me what I need to do. No, you do what you need to do. Sit up there and keep playing with my ancestors. Allegedly 2025. And still ain't nobody calling the ancestor, trying to thank the ancestor. Thank you, ancestors. Spirit come through. Like we don't know whose side we on. Oh, whose side you on? Oh, just keep white folks calm. Keep them calm. Don't let them know you're thinking about it. Don't let them know you're thinking about your ancestors. Everybody need to be thinking about the ancestors. Mine. Everybody better be thinking about my ancestors. This who? Everybody better be thinking about this who coming back. If anybody coming back, to Earth, to this planet, it's gonna be black people. I know we need hope. I did it again, didn't I? I know we need hope, and everybody thinking Jesus coming back and stuff. Honey, Simeon Toko gonna kick all y'all ass. He gonna kick all of y'all ass. Done replaced him with some white man with white hair and white blonde hair, white skin, blue eyes, turning red. But yeah, I just want to say, if anybody coming back, it's gonna be the black man. And y'all better know who somebody is. You better know who somebody is. Khalid Muhammad be no slap one of y'all if y'all don't know who he is. When he come back, the ancestors coming back. Anybody show they self, that's going to be who it is. White America know. White America know. That's why they're trying to build up this futuristic world. Because as long as black America don't know, they can act like, oh, it'll never happen. They ain't going to be around anyway. We ain't going to be living anyway when it happens. Long we just keep black America where they don't know nothing and stuff, then it won't happen. Won't nothing manifest. Won't nothing come to be. But see, the ancestors said, nah, get your ass up. The chosen ones. What's that? What did the Bible say? 144,000. The ancestors said, get your ass up. I got something for you to do. Get your ass up. That's why black media is out there. So many people is still talking. But see, it ain't more than the masses of people. That's why it's up to you, black America, to look. Open your eyes. What are you looking at? What else is you looking at, black America, that's worthy? Tell me. Yeah, that's why they put everything in books. Everything is in books. They documented everything. I don't know why white people documented everything, but they did. White people is even telling. Is this a white man that wrote this book? He looked like it. I can't tell though, but look. Alan D. Grimshaw. I probably have to put another picture in there. Yeah, I think he white. Yeah, white people even telling. Black America, we got to tell our stories now. Okay? We give credit to them. We give credit to Colston, the one that Colston Whitehead, the one that did the Underground Railroad, the one that did Red Summer. We give him credit, for putting our stories out there because we've been too traumatized to do it. We too fearful to do it. We know we ain't got nothing. We know white America come right along and, do whatever to us. And we feel like we just have to take it. So we're going to just try to keep white America calm, keep them cool. Don't let them get scared. Don't let them get worried. Like we can't do nothing. Hell, we built Black Wall Street up almost overnight. Almost overnight. Let's see, we were physically freed in 1865. Tulsa went up in 1921. The race riots we was reading about Damascus was like 1919. But it's, I know, it's a lot, right? But honey, they worth it. They worth it. My ancestors worth it. Your ancestors is worth it. They waiting on you. The ancestors is waiting on you and me, all of us. That's all they waiting on. And I'll tell you another thing. Since you ain't never Black America, you ain't never gave your ancestors no credit. You ain't never thanked them. You ain't never remembered them and called them by name. You ain't never let them know what you need. Oh, take it to God. Take it to God, Jesus. Jesus, please help me get this life bill paid. Jesus, I need this. I need this. I need this. And the ancestors, they come through every time, don't they? They come through every time. And we still don't give them no credit. No, it's God in the sky. I know we need help. Hope. I know we need hope. And that's what we're looking for, our help. But it ain't that. We are our help. We are our hope. Really, I'm going to tell you this, Black people. From that first book we read, Red Summer, when, what was his name? Griffin. the one that revised the Ku Klux Klan, when he said he had that vision about a robe white men on horses, and they were riding across the field in the sky. In the sky, riding on horses with a Ku Klux Klan outfit on. And they riding across the sky on horses. Looking, what did you think, Black America? What do you think? They riding across the sky in Klan outfits on horses. Where you think you at? We talking about in heaven. Because he said that's the vision he had. That's the vision he had. It was in the book. I didn't come up with the story. And when he woke up, he revised the Ku Klux Klan because that's what it meant for him. I'm going to tell you where you was at. Since you don't want to say it, I'm going to tell you exactly where you was at. Picking that big ass cotton that we see as clouds. So see, you might want to go a little further past heaven, gone to the afterlife. Keep going to the afterlife, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck behind them big white pearly gates, picking all that cotton, them clouds, because the ancestors is not there. No, the ancestors is not there. And I think that it's a shame, for Black America, for us to trap, for us to literally try to trap our ancestors with the same ones that did them devilish deeds to them. Oh, we done put Emmett Till and he in heaven with Carolyn Bryant and her husband and her brother. Medgar Evers is in heaven with that white man that killed him outside of his house because he went and was getting people to vote. We done put everybody in heaven with these demons. But I'm here to tell you right now, our ancestors is in the afterlife. Yep, we is all not together. No, I know. I didn't know either. Nope. Just started listening to some of the past. Listen to Pastor Ray Hagan. He pretty good. Yeah, he good. Just listen to the pastor. Go on and listen to some Farrakhan. Get started. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Anything beat being indoctrinated. Why you want to be indoctrinated? Why you want to be brainwashed? Why you don't want to think for yourself? So what? Everybody thinking for themselves. But Black America, see, Black America, we is brainwashed. We trained to think like white folks taught us to think. Yeah, I know, right? Just think about it and start making them little finite changes to your life. We got to change our whole lifestyle. Everything got to change. Case in point, I'm hungry now. But honey, it's too late to eat. And my body ain't finna digest nothing at 2:00 in the morning. So I just drink this tea, this lemon ginger tea, give myself some nourishment. When I get up in the morning, I might have me some fruit or something. I might drink me some more tea and try to wait till after lunchtime. See, it's all about learning so we can do better for us. We ain't trying to hate on nobody else. Hell, what we gonna do to y'all asses? What the hell is we gonna do to y'all asses? We ain't got nothing to do nothing with y'all. All we trying to do here, we gonna leave all y'all asses alone. How about that? That's all we gonna do. We just gonna be with us now. We just want to be with us now. We want to love on us now. We want to wear our own clothes. I want to wear my sister clothes and stuff. Yeah, don't come over here talking about, hey, I bought you some shoes. I bought you a jacket. Trying to put some damn Louis Vuitton and shit. Who the hell is that? See, don't none of that resonate with us. One thing about this, see, if it don't resonate with our ancestors, then it ain't for you. It ain't for us. Our ancestors was so basic. It wasn't no name brand, nothing. Even when they became well off, but that's, that's just to say that today, instead of being billboards for everybody else. Hell, go buy you some black clothes, some black name brands. You know, as soon as I get some money, I am, because I'm pretty casual. But honey, when I get uncasual, and even when I go get me some casual stuff, it's gonna be black stuff. If it ain't, hell, I wear my own shit. I don't even bring me nobody's shit over here, because it'll be sitting in a corner. If I don't set it in the lobby, you know, some stuff I like to give to people. You know, this is nice. Let me give this to you and stuff, you know, but yeah, I think for me, I think like me. I think, what do my ancestors, what makes them happy? And see, that's where we gonna have to wake our asses up, because we ain't got no friends out here. Honey, them people don't give a damn about us. Shit. Hell, most people hoping that we stay like this so they ain't got to take the place. But I tell you, I promise you, if Black America do get up, when we get up, because we getting up and we leaving. We getting up and we leaving. We doing for us. Y'all gonna have to earn our trust this time. You're gonna have to earn it. You know, we'll take the kids with us. Give us the mixed babies. Give us our babies. Because we know how you treat us. And we can't trust that you won't hurt them babies when we decide we leaving. And that's how it's going to be. That's how it's got to be. For us, and anybody that don't understand it, then hell, you never was for us anyway. You might as well go on and say, damn it, why y'all leaving? We need y'all. Because we got to do this for us. And you know, if y'all really sincere, because we all going to the New World Order anyway. And you know, it just seemed to me like, hell, why come we all can't, you know, have what we need as a people? Since we all oppressed, we all finna be oppressed some more. Or is y'all planning on just sacrificing Black America? Is we gonna be the only ones in captivity behind these robot lines and stuff? I want to know what y'all got planned, because it shows something. Y'all ain't sat here and went along with this narrative all this time, and you still ain't said, damn, that's wrong what they've been doing to Black folks. But we got to wake up. We can't let them keep doing Black people like this and stuff. And we knowing they finna take us into a new world order, and we going to let them do this, take Black people into another crisis. Why the hell y'all ain't thought that? For the love of Black people? I mean, you would think one of y'all, somebody, another people would say, hey, everybody in society, we've been wrong this whole time. We've been going along with the castration, the theft of melanin. Y'all ain't got to do nothing now. We gonna do. If you want to do anything, tell their ass to repent and repay. How about that? But anyway, back to our reading, because we got work to do. We got work to learn. We got work to do. The violence and bloodshed which have accompanied adjustments in the accommodative pattern between whites and Negroes in the United States are not unique to interracial relations. It is a thesis of the research on which this article is based that the violence which occurs in interracial relations is an inevitable product of assaults upon the accommodative pattern. Further research on the forms of violence which have been listed in this brief outline will, the writer believes, demonstrate that all social violence results from the interaction of conceptually similar forces in defining patterns and accommodation. I think I read that, didn't I? The change in character of Negro-white relations and Negro-white violence in the United States. Wow. The change in character of Negro-white relations and Negro-white violence. The change in character of Negro-white relations and Negro-white violence. So is it talking like the change in phase from Negro-white relations, which was slave master, and Negro-white violence, which is lynch, kill, lynch, destroy, castrate, burn. The change in character. How the Negro went from the slave to the castrated one. Let's read it and see. In this section, oh, that's what it was. All of that they did. Yeah, all of that they did. I would read it again. Now I will. Yeah, in this section, a rough classification has been made of periods in race relations, especially if you were writing it down in this country, the social forces which define them, and the types of social violence which characterize them. The periods covered are roughly as follows: the period of slave insurrection and resistance, 1640 to 1861, Civil War and Construction, 1861 to 1877, the Second Reconstruction and the beginnings of the Great Migration, 1878 to 1914, World War I and post-war boom and racial readjustment, that was 1915 and 1929, interwar and depression, that was 1930 to 1941, World War II, that was 1942 and 1945, and the period from World War II to 1963. Ooh, and 1963 was significant too in our history. Yeah, we're gonna have to remember that, because this book was before then and stuff, or before the calamity, I suppose, because we're gonna find some lessons and stuff that will fit in here, and it will continue on. The devastation, the traumatization will continue on right up to today, in my opinion. The suggestion is made that in each of these periods, in every one of these periods, the patterns of race relations and social racial violence were determined more by reaction of the dominant white community to attacks on the accommodative patterns by Negroes than by any conscious determination of policy by the white group. Some major areas in which conflict develops are noted, and parallels to other group conflicts pointed out. Thus, it is shown that the draft riots of the Civil War were at least in part an expression of the hostility of laboring groups to cheap labor, as had been the case with other immigrant groups, rather than an expression of specifically anti-Negro animus. The period of slave insurrections and resistance. Oh, we finna define each one of them. 1640 to 1861. While the importation of Negro labor into this country began in 1619, the Negro status as a member of a racial group was only gradually defined. Fraser has pointed out that the distinction between slavery and servitude was not clear, and that during early years, the status of Negro was similar to that of the white indentured servant. And that's Fraser, 1957, if you want to go look it up. It is only with the clarification of the Negro status as being a racial one, rather than a social class, that it becomes legitimate to speak of Negro-white relations. This clarification was underway by the middle decades of the 17th century. Even before the beginnings of what has been called the classic period of antebellum slavery, race relations in this country had begun to emerge as a unique pattern of intergroup relations. However, while there were slave insurrections and abortive rebellions in the 18th century, interracial violence was interpreted less in racial terms than in class or social terms, particularly in terms of the master-servant. relationship. The racial threat concerning white Americans was the American Indian. There are reports of individual interracial assaults and homicides. There were slave plots. Of considerable scope. Interestingly enough, in New York in 1712 and 1791, note 18th century reports from Gentleman's Magazine cited in Wish, W-I-S-H, 1937. But while whites were killed in these plots and Negroes slain or transported in retaliation, they were interpreted as uprisings of a servant class or as political plots inspired by foreign agents rather than as uprisings of Negroes. Indeed, in the second of these plots, whites were implicated and a white man and his family and a Catholic priest were executed. With the firm establishment of capitalistic slavery as an American institution, a process catalyzed by well-known developments in agriculture, the black man and his activities, and the racial status of his took on a new character and significance. Let's read that again. With the firm establishment of capitalistic slavery as an American institution, a process catalyzed by well-known developments in agriculture, the black man and his activities and his racial status took on a new character and significance. It was after 1800 that apologies for the treatment of the Negro, since that time one of the South's leading literary exports, first began to appear. Approximately the same date marks a burgeoning concern by white Southerners over the control of their Negro slaves in ever broader aspects of their lives, ranging from reproduction to religion, but particularly in those areas in which possible crisis lay. Ooh-wee. Oh, thank you, ancestors. A number of authors have shown the near obsession of many Southern whites over the possibilities of slave revolts and have further demonstrated that in many cases this concern and anxiety were well-founded. Well, hell, of course. I mean, if you keeping someone enslaved and you beating them, you lynching them, you raping them, you selling their babies, you literally chopping off their private parts, and because you're afraid that they're gonna rape your women and stuff, of course they're gonna rebel. They want to be free. Let them go. Who would not rebel? If you keep a dog in a cage and stuff and you just keep poking him and sticking him and poking him and sticking him, and then you leave that door open, he want to go. When you try to open that door and give him a little food, he's soon to knock your whole damn arm off. Because he want to go. Why would you do that? And then think, oh, why? But white folks were thinking that black people was not human. When you knew all along what you was doing to the chosen one, the children of the sun. You knew all along what you were doing. You can't tell me that you did not, white America. And I know y'all know, because your ancestors knew. Your ancestors knew. When they looked in them black babies' eyes, they knew who it was. When they seen the majestic, the power, the glitter, the love, the cosmos in them little black babies, they knew. When they saw our ancestors out in them slave fields day in and day out from sun up to sundown, they knew. It was raining out there, snowing out there, it's cold, it's hot. And they would see the rain glaring off the black folks. They look just like gold out there, just shimmering, just like gold, like a precious jewel that they were. And that just made white folks even more rageful. Why? Why? So you can act like, oh, we don't want you to have it, we want it. We don't want you to have it, we want it. We want everything. It don't make no sense to me. It's a whole diabolical thing. And I think we, Black America, if y'all want to leave their ass alone, period, then that's fine with me. That is fine with me. And I don't think my ancestors would be against it. Go ask Martin Luther King. Somebody ask him right now. I bet you Martin tell you, I'm glad y'all got out of that burning house. Talk to him. Talk to all of them. Start with who you know. Hell, white folks talking to their clanimals. They talking to their clan ancestors. Why we can't talk to ours? Everybody want to pray all the time, honey. Meditate. Meditate. Just meditate. Oh, let's go back to this right here. A number of authors have shown their near obsession of many Southern whites over the possibility of slave revolts and have further demonstrated that in many cases, this concern and anxiety were well-founded, and rightly so. A number of factors contributed to the failure of slave rebellions. A number of factors contributed to the failure of slave rebellions. We talked about that today in our lunch, in our mid-lesson. This at lunchtime, noontime, we do our African Americans heroes and stuff. We talked about that then. Yep, the failure of the slave rebellion, because somebody else will go tell it. A number of factors, but the plans of Vesey, Gabrielle, and Nat Turner, to mention only the well-known insurrections, because them the ones I heard about, came alarmingly close to fruition. Yeah, so the plans of Vesey, Gabrielle, and Turner came alarmingly close to fruition. It was another slave that told it, oh, I'm sorry, Master and Mrs. I wanted to tell you that we've been planning this uprising, and told on everybody. Yep. And these planned rebellions were not the protest merely of an economically downtrodden and subservient class. That they were racial in character is demonstrated by the fact that whites of all classes were to be exterminated, with the exception of those who had shown goodwill towards Negroes. Yep. Let me read that again now. That they were racial in character is demonstrated by the fact that whites of all classes, it didn't say some, it didn't say one or two, it said all of them, because all of them was guilty. Yep, that's what it say. Hey, that's what it say right here. All classes were to be exterminated, with the exception of those who had shown goodwill towards Negroes. And it wasn't a whole lot of them that showed, humane treatment to Negroes who felt like it was okay. Like that one missus that was teaching, was it Frederick Douglass or one of the black boys to read? And she was so excited because he was learning. Do you hear me? And she was so happy, and she told her husband, oh, honey, James is so intelligent. We've been reading, baby. He learned his name in 3 hours. He can write his name, baby. We have been reading, baby. He knows all the states. And honey, that master went off and told her, don't you ever in your life teach these slaves how to read. Because if you teach them how to read, we ain't got no control over them. Sure did, honey. For real. Yep, I didn't know either. I did not know either, honey. Yeah. So it was, some slaves, some masters and the missus that, that wasn't really, into all that beating and castrating and raping and stuff like that. It was wrong what their ass was doing, but some of them, they were spared because they were, it said it right there. They had shown goodwill to Negroes, or maybe it's talking about the whites that was against slavery, that didn't have slaves, those that helped them on the Underground Railroad. Of course, they wouldn't, harm them and stuff. The characteristics of the rebels varied. Some were relatively new arrivals, still imbued with the militance of their African tribal heritage, like Kunta Kinte was in the movie Roots. He was still in tune with his African roots, and he wouldn't give them up. He never did. So some of them still had their African tribal heritage. Others were longer sojourners in this country who had become literate, acculturated, and too familiar with ideas of equality, which were meant only for their white masters. But all of them shared in common with the white group a conception of a society divided along racial rather than simply social lines. They differed from the whites in their refusal to accept the sanctity of the established accommodative pattern, because it was never okay with black folks, black people, black America. It was never okay with them. They always knew this shit ain't right. Other patterns of resistance to slave status are less clearly racial and more frequently individual in nature. There's documentation that suicide, infanticide, and self-mutilation was widespread, not only in this country, but also on the boats which brought the slaves, and even before that, in the slave coffles of Africa itself. Other slaves took an easier pattern of resistance through what we now call the slowdown and various forms of gold bricking. Okay, that's gold bricking. I never heard of either one. Correspondence of owners and their overseers is replete with complaints about the abuse of working equipment by field hands, the widespread and undiagnosable miseries, and the unauthorized vacations in the swamps or actual runaways. Rejection of slave status was shown by continual destruction of property, the burning of barns and hayricks, the failure to cinch the master's saddle up tight enough to prevent him being thrown. See, they was always rebelling. Our ancestors, some of them had to wait, like we was talking about, for Christmas when the master and them would get drunk and then they could, escape and stuff. But everybody didn't wait a whole year for that elaborate plan, which probably had more than one person, possibly kids. And, they would give the babies that so that they would sleep, But yeah, a lot of us, a lot of our ancestors used other ways to fight their ass back. Yeah, to rebel, or by the studied insult, which is not an insult. In a large number of ways, short of physical violence, the Negro slave protested his subservient status. Told y'all, it is true that much of this protest was not channeled into racial protests, but the underlying substratum was one of protest against an accommodative pattern in which the Negro was in a permanently subordinate position. It was permanent. That's how it is, that's how it was, and it wasn't going to change for so long. How that forever. Many of the activities of whites in the owning class during this period can be viewed as reactions to the various forms of resistance offered by their Negro slaves. Let's read that one more time, because many of the activities of white people in the owning class, the white people that own the slaves, many of their activities during this period can be viewed as reactions to the various ways of resistance that they slaves did. I can see it now. Oh no, John ran away. How could he escape? Why would John escape? We gave John everything. John had it made here. John was working in them fields, carrying that cotton. If he didn't have his allotted amount of cotton, y'all would whip him. The master coming in, raping his wife. Why wouldn't John Nim leave? It is true that as slavery became an entrenched institution, the master had increasing control over the lives of his slaves until ultimately control over the very life and death of the slave came into the hands of the master. Yeah, to do it as he wished. If he killed that slave, it's his slave. It's his slave. If he killed somebody else's slave, pay him. You killed this slave, you pay him. Yet, in spite of the Simon Legree tradition, most Southerners engaged in latifundiary, Latifundiary, latifundiary activities had a purely capitalistic orientation. Slaves as instruments of production should have a certain minimum of decent treatment in order to ensure their survival and relative productivity on plantation labor. Now they say, beat them as much as you want to, just don't kill them. We still need them to come out here and do this. You beat them good, but don't you kill him. And that's what they did. I mean, they beat black people black and blue till the blood was just running down, and the whips actually cut their skin, and the skin was just flapped open, and some of the skin was draining down on the body because they had lashed it so much, and it came apart, and skin was just running down their back and their legs and stuff. And then they made the other slaves, leave them there. Don't touch them, leave them there, or you're going to get the same thing. So the black people had to leave them there. They bring them water and stuff. They bring them water to drink. I don't know, maybe give them a little piece of bread, sing to them, talk to them and stuff. And then they got to go. You know, they sneak up there and give them a little drink of water and stuff. And it probably hurt so bad to drink the water and stuff. And then after hours and stuff, the master would say, okay, you can take them down. So they take them down and stuff and take them in and start tending to them and stuff. But the flesh that's done drained down on the skin and stuff, it's done got a little scab. It's done got a little hard. And, you know, that's how it healed like that. The one picture, we all see it. You know, it's around everywhere. And his back is just cut up. And that's the meat. It came apart. And it was just sliding down his back and stuff. But they said, leave him there. Don't touch him. And, you know, once the blood stopped running and stuff, you know, and the scabs, the meat just stayed there. And that's where it got hard at. And, you know, and it's just you can't even imagine, you know, what they went through to even endure that. Being done like that, your body. I don't see how can we just ignore? But anyway, let's get back to reading this stuff, because you know how it be. While there were doubtless many cruel men and women who maltreated their slaves, or in the case of overseers, the slaves of their employers, because you know overseers had a lot of power, it seems highly probable that much of the brutal treatment was meted out to slaves in an attempt to force non-cooperative workers to produce, to discourage malingering, or to cow potential rebels and insurrectionaries. Oh, so that's what? Wow, there were doubtless many cruel men and women who maltreated their slaves, or in the case of overseers, the slaves of their employees. It is highly probable that much of the brutal treatment was meted out, it was given out to slaves in an attempt to force non-cooperative workers, those that wouldn't work, to produce and to discourage malingering or to cow potential rebels and insurrectionaries. Kind of like, get over here. Everybody, how they would call everybody to the beating spot, the whipping tree, and make all the slaves watch. So they'll know you better pick that 60 bales of cotton like you picked it yesterday, or this gonna happen to you too. And that forced them to, to pick more. And sometimes the slaves, would pick a little extra so they could help somebody out, and they would just pass it back to them because they could see your bag ain't as full as it was yesterday. You're gonna be off a little bit, so they would just pass some cotton back. Yeah, they would make eyes and know, yeah, such and such. Sometimes they all would. Well, I didn't pick enough, and I didn't either. Well, we could each just give a little bit, and that's how they helped each other and stuff. No, we can't imagine. It is doubtful that many white Southerners enjoyed giving up their evenings to riding on patrol, enforcing black codes. Yeah, it's doubtful that many white Southerners enjoyed giving up their evenings to riding on patrol, enforcing black codes. Yeah, they enjoyed it. They loved it. I'm sure they did. More likely, such activity was interpreted as being necessary for survival. That's what they had to do. They had to do that for survival. That's the only way they could survive, is if they got out and did that. Get on patrol. Look for them. If you see black people, you make sure they got them papers on them. If they ain't got them papers on them, they good. We can get them. Because they felt like if they survival, that's what it said right here. That's the survival I'm thinking about, is talking about. I mean, what other survival are they talking about? Who hurting them? Who is hurting white people? Who was hurting white people? That they feel like they need some survival tactics. They feel like they didn't need. Nobody should be hurting them. They ain't doing nothing wrong. You see how that worked? They felt like they wasn't doing a damn thing wrong. It was perfectly fine. Everybody was doing it. They even said God said they could do it. They put it in the Bible. And now I ain't never read the Bible because I couldn't get through Genesis. But I know a passage in the Bible said that slaves, don't you question your master. You be happy with your lot in life. You be okay with where you at in life. Don't you complain about your master. So I'll buy a Bible and I'll look it up because there is some contradictions in it that I want to know. And that's all, because I want to know. I still believe what I believe. More likely, such activity was interpreted as being necessary for survival. The same may be said of patterns of slave punishment, which in retrospect may seem unnecessarily brutal. In this period, as in others, given an initial pattern of subordination, subordination, ain't that some shit? The attitude and behavior of the Negro determined the pattern of interracial relations. Mm. In this period, as in others, given the initial pattern of superordination - subordination, the attitude and behavior of the Negro determine the pattern of interracial relations. So if brother was docile and quick to assist, oh yes, master, oh yes, missus, can I get you this? Can I get you that? And this right here might be good with that. Then they was less likely to, to get the wrath of them. It depended on there. Some Negro like, I don't want a damn thing you got. No, I don't. Here. And give it to them like that and stuff, and they would be hard on them and whip them and do, all that devilish stuff that they would do to them and stuff. So it did depend on the attitude and behavior of the Negro. And right today, we see that our attitude and our behavior towards white folks is almost, with some of y'all, it's almost like they still can do it. Instead of you telling them, don't you raise your motherfucking voice at me. When hell, I'm sitting here, I'm a whole adult, just like you is. So yeah, that mindset. See, we got to break it. Got to break that mindset. That's it, and that's all. You got some decisions to make, Black American, and ain't but one. Whose side are you on? That's all you got to answer the ancestors. Whose side are you on? They want to know that we on their side. When is Black America going to be on our ancestors' side? When are we going to be on their side? That's all they want to know. That's all they need to know from us. Once you tell them that, they will give you that first step that you need to take to begin your journey to unlearning all that bullshit. Because until you do, we ain't going to be able to speak. I had to ask them to give me, I had to literally ask our ancestors, and I still be asking them, to give me the words to speak, because I don't know. I didn't know none of this was going on. And you know what? They dang sure did. So let's read. And I think this right here, we're going to wrap it up after this, because, honey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what's going on with this here. Ooh, this going to be good. Oh, man. This is like, a whole little chapter here, y'all. Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Civil War and the Reconstruction. And that's 1861 to 1877. Such history, right? The period immediately prior to the Civil War was one in which the status of the Negro and of his relationships to the dominant white group I think he coming. You're going that way. The period immediately prior to the Civil War was one in which the status of the Negro and of his relationship to the dominant white group became increasingly a matter of national concern. While almost all white Americans, from the North to the South, from North or South, of abolitionist or slavery politics, were agreed on the innate inferiority of the Negro to the white man. While almost all white Americans were agreed on the innate inferiority of the Negro to the white man, there were those who felt that this inferiority did not justify holding the Black man in slavery. All right, okay. So even if some of them didn't know that, we are, the chosen ones, the ones of God, and I think they did, they all knew. But even though they didn't know that, they still felt like, the Black man, he's lower than the white man. He's inferior to the white man, but he still don't deserve to be enslaved. That's how they feel. He still don't deserve to be enslaved because it was wrong, And that's how it should be, because everyone is not the same. Now that we know, we are superior. We are superior. We're the parents of people. How can the parents of people not be superior? Tell me, how can the parents of all people not be superior? Thank you. That's all I'm saying. It don't mean that we acting like other people is beneath us or below us or nothing like that just because we the first ones that was here. Black people was the first ones on the planet. That don't mean we act like other people is below us. Other people is not right. You ain't worthy. You came last. You wasn't first. We better. We best. No. Black people have always used, we've always used our cosmic gifts and talents for the betterment of everyone, of the planet, of the animals, of the elements, the trees, the waters. I mean, think. Think, Black America, think. Shit, did nobody say you got to stay with our open enemy? Hell, they fooled everybody. Mingle and marry. Have babies. Mingle, marry, have babies. But that ain't really what they meant. Because, see, when they said that, because Martin Luther King was already, and then I'm going to get back to reading, because it would be 5 o'clock in the morning. Martin Luther King was saying love each other. And who was that talking about that? Dr. Francis Chris Wilson. We're talking about Martin Luther King. We're talking about everybody love each other. Love, love, love. And it was good, but then white folks started thinking about, wait a minute now, when everybody get the loving and stuff, they didn't like that, see? No, they didn't like that. They didn't kill him because of that, because they used that to their advantage. See, they were like, yeah, let them go ahead and mingle and marry and have these babies and stuff, because, see, that's going to further make the black man think that, and the black woman think that they're included. So, yeah, let them mingle and let them marry. But, see, they really didn't want that. But then they were thinking about it and stuff, let them mingle and marry and stuff, that'll help us decrease their numbers. Yeah, after a couple of generations, I think I just seen a video Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about it. And somebody was sharing it, prosperity. And Dr. Umar Johnson was saying a black man and a white woman have a baby. And the baby come out and stuff. And then when the baby grow up, her little ass get her a white man. And, and the baby, they have a baby. That baby's whiter. Then they have that baby grow up and get her a white man. And that baby's lighter. And that way they can progress and keep the white race. It'll take a hell of a long time. Instead of saying, hey, why don't we all just be together as one and we sincerely love y'all and want to have babies with y'all, and then we can live on too. No, white people didn't say that. White people did not say that. White people said, we just want white. Until they thought, hey, we could trick their ass with this. That's why we see that little twinge in there and stuff. It's just a whole mess. That they've done to everybody and stuff, And that's why when the Cosmos and Mother Gaia just snatched their ass right up out of here, then it is what it is. It is what it is. But I tell you one thing, Black America will not let someone be enslaved and treated like we was treated. So let's not get it twisted. When that day do come, and oh yeah, I already know, honey, it's some of my people here, they mad as hell. Honey, oh yeah, honey, Nat Turner came back in their ass. Sure did. You cannot do the things that you did and then think everybody gonna be like, oh, that's all right, we forgive it, it's okay, we'll just, move past it and stuff. No, because somebody like, oh, hell no, I'm finna get in that ass. But on the whole, as a collective, when Black Americans say, no, that ain't us, they'll listen. But white America, you got to be sincere, honey. You can't keep with this faking this funk and stuff. No, everybody mad at you now Cosmic energy taking this over now. We really ain't got nothing to do with it now. It's on you now. It's on you. Yep, and as far as Face the Nation is concerned, honey, you either repent or repay, or we ain't finna ask for no mercy on your behalf. Cosmic energy come through. We ain't asking for no mercy on your behalf. For what? You ain't earned it. For what? Because you put in some laws and stuff, you know, and you did do this little bit of good, you know. We do got all these babies and stuff. You know, everybody is together and stuff. But that don't negate the fact that Black America is still traumatized and still broken the fuck up, losing our sanity. So, yeah, it is what it is. So all I can say is maybe, yeah, repent and repay so you can get some type of mercy. Because I know if we ask Cosmic Energy, Mother Gaia, if we ask that they give you a little bit of mercy for everything you've done, they will. But if your ass don't do right, you win. I ain't asking for mercy on nobody. I ain't giving out. I don't care if everybody else do say it. Ancestors have mercy. No. No, why? Tell me why. While almost all white Americans from North or South or abolitionists or slavery politics were agreed on the innate inferiority of the Negro to the white man, there were those that felt that his inferiority did not justify holding the Black man in slavery. The War of the Rebellion was an attempt to decide issues in the area of states' rights. The War of the Rebellion was an attempt to decide issues in the area of state rights. State rights. But lying behind and around all other issues was that of slavery, and more broadly, the relationships between whites and Negroes in all parts of the country. Let's read that again. The War of the Rebellion was an attempt to decide issues in the area of states' rights. But see, in the background, behind the curtain, and all around the other issues, see, they just tended to this right here. But see, back here and all around here was slavery. And more broadly, the relationships between whites and Negroes in all parts of the country. The violence. They was violent against Black America. Do not have a history of violence against white America. White America got the history of violence against Black America. And while they doing out, we got this issue and that issue and that issue. Can you dot that I and cross that T over there so we can get this over there and stuff? In the background and all around everywhere. Everybody just ignoring it. Slavery, lynchings, bombings, beatings, roastings, draggings, dismembering, everything. Mass, everything. But ain't nobody paying attention to it. They looking at everything else and stuff. Even before the war had begun, it was apparent that not all Northerners felt. Even before the war had begun, it was apparent that not all Northerners felt toward the Negro as did the abolitionists. Also, the abolitionists felt that the slaves shouldn't be in slavery. But not all Northerners felt that way. See, that's why when we read about Harriet Tubman, when they all rescued Charles Nails, when, he escaped slavery and his master sent the people to go get him and bring him back. But he been there, he been working and stuff, you know, they love him. He's a hard worker, you know, and he's working for an upstanding family and stuff, you know, had a good job. He was always on time. He was trustworthy. And they didn't want to send him back to slavery and stuff, you know, through all of that right there. That's kind of like what it's talking about. You know, it was just like, so real, you know, because when they kept getting Charles and stuff, and, you know, like when he was on the second, remember when he was on the second floor and he was looking out on the street and the street was jammed with people, it said, well, some of them people was people that loved him, that didn't want him to go back to slavery. He was in the north because he escaped to the north. But the bulk of them people were from the north, and they didn't feel like the abolitionists felt. They felt like, yeah, send his ass back to his master. We don't want him here. Give him to us. We'll lynch him, skin him. You know, that's how they were and stuff. So everybody did not feel like abolitionists. Abolitionists were a special type of man. Abolitionists were a special type of man, an exceptional type of man. See, he was the type of man that white people did not want to be like. They were the type of men that white people did not want to be like. So, yeah, it seemed like it might have been a lot of abolitionists, but it wasn't. It was more white people that was for slavery than was against it. Yeah, that's what I think, in my opinion. Nor was this lack of unanimity confined to areas of Copperhead strength. The domestic situation in the North during the war was marked by numerous civil disturbances. See Lofton, 1949. There was violent rioting in Cincinnati in 1862, apparently growing out of competition between Negro and Irish hands of the riverboats. There were lesser riots in Newark, New Jersey, and in Buffalo and Troy, New York. These latter riots, like other riots of the war period, combined as their basic causes hostility to the wartime draft and its inequities, and the concomitant CONCOMITANT, and a concomitant fear that Negroes would take over the jobs of white labor. The latter riots, like other riots of the war period, all combined as their basic causes hostility to the wartime draft and its inequities, and a concomitant fear that Negroes would take over the jobs of white labor. The most spectacular of the so-called draft riots, however, was that which took place in New York City in July of 1863. A dramatic journalistic account of these riots can be found in Worston, 1957. Somebody been drawing in this book anyway, honey, but it ain't me. See, if it ever come to be, it ain't me that's done drew these lines in it, because I'm just now reading it. The draft disturbances in New York remain the most sanguinary case of interracial violence in American history. Estimates of death of white rioters alone range as high as 1,500. And while the total number of Negroes slain is unknown, the population of Negroes in the city dropped by 20%, from 12,472 to 9,945, and that's between 1860 and 1865. And the reference is Mann, 1951. A major factor in the origin of these riots was a fear of black labor competition, which flourished among the contingent of unskilled Irish labor in the city's labor force. A fear nourished and encouraged by anti-administration politicians and the Democratic press. The draft riots in New York had at least two interacting causes, one direct and one indirect, which were related to the status of the Negro. The discriminatory nature of the draft legislation was felt particularly by working class people who were unable to pay for substitutes. They were being forced to fight in a war about which they had no enthusiasm. In addition, they felt that they were being forced to fight to free the niggers, whom they perceived as a threat, as a source of cheap labor. In some of its aspects, the New York riot was similar to earlier riots directed against various foreign-born groups, particularly the Irish themselves, who were considered as undermining the position of native-born white labor. In some of its aspects, the New York riot was similar to earlier riots directed against various foreign-born groups, like the Irish, who were considered as undermining the position of native-born white labor. White folks felt like it was their right. They felt like the Irish was undermining them to have white labor. White folks felt like, yeah, everybody undermining them. The Civil War also saw the first large-scale participation of Negroes in military activities in an American war. Yeah, we've been reading about that. Yeah, Negroes were utilized by both Union and Confederate forces, though in the South, their participation was largely limited to work in labor battalions. And you know, we read about Robert Smalls, who was forced to pilot the planter ship for the Confederate Army. And remember, when they went to sleep, they got drunk and went to sleep, and him and the crew stole the ship and escaped to the Union Army. And they had all of the guns, the battalion, what was it, the Gatling gun, and they had all the ammunition and the guns and stuff. And then when they went in the bottom of the ship, they found all the statistics and the plans and stuff, the strategies where they had planned to, you know, attack. Yeah, so they was on both sides of the war and stuff, but they were trying to get. I know they was escaping. He didn't want to do that, you know. He wanted to be on the side that were fighting to free slaves and stuff, you know. But yeah. In the North, in the Northern armies, they fought in several major campaigns, occasionally distinguishing themselves to a minor degree. When captured by Southern troops, they could expect no quarter, and in at least one case were slaughtered wholesale. When captured by Southern troops, they could expect no quarter. Nobody came to help. In at least one case were slaughtered wholesale. Who was that? Was slaughtered wholesale. That made me think all of them was slaughtered. Relations with Northern white officers were frequently not much better. And we would want to know too. Relations and Northern white officers were frequently not much better. A unit of the Corps d'Afrique mutinied against its white officers, and the indictments are recorded. And this is Harrington, 1942. The situation of Negroes in the South during the war period was not uniform. In some cases, white owners and other representatives of the dominant racial group thought it expedient to introduce even more rigid controls over their slaves. Oh, they got more hell. In other areas, Negroes were given added responsibilities, and loyal servants stayed at home and protected the women folk. Even in areas characterized by the latter situation, however, there was a general air of tenseness, and a number of slaves who attempted to gain their freedom in the confusion swelled to the point where they hindered the movements of the Northern military forces. The latter, at least in some cases, showed their attitude by returning the runaway slaves to their masters. Some areas were swept with panic as rumors circulated of impending insurrection. The accommodative structure was disintegrating, but no new structure of social relationships was as yet appearing to take its place. The bitterness of white Southerners at losing the war was hardly assuaged, ASSUAGED, by events of the immediate post-war years. To the injury of shattered pride and economic ruination was added the insult of disenfranchisement and Black republicanism. The oft-told activities and exploits of carpetbaggers, scalawags, and the members of the various Black governments need no retelling. While not all of those who governed the South in the post-war years were scoundrels, and while there was doubtless progressive and intelligent legislation passed in states dominated temporarily by Negroes, unprepared for political responsibility, they did put their votes up for sale. There was enough misuse of political power to convince many white Southerners of the venality, venality, of the venality and incompetence of all Negroes. Motives of revenge did dominate some Negroes. Yeah, because some Negroes wanted revenge. Hell, it's natural to want revenge for somebody that's done literally skinned your wife alive, skinned your husband alive. Someone that actually tied your husband to a horse here and a horse here and let the horses pull them apart. Of course, some slaves were vengeful. Like, no, you ain't supposed to be vengeful. So motives of revenge did dominate some Negroes, and many white Southerners underwent harrowing experiences during this period of continued disorganization. It was in desperation that respectable elements of the white community organized the Bald Knobbers, and that's Bald Knobbers, Knobbers, of Missouri, and other pre-Klan night riding organizations. Ain't that a bitch? Other than the Ku Klux Klan, then there was the Night Riders, and now it's the Bald Knobbers. And what is this other pre-Klan night riding organizations? Who is they? That we have no idea about. Because we know the Klan, the Ku Klux Klan, are still active in many states. I think the states are in the double digits. Anyway, find out and let us know. Let us know about your channel so we can come and subscribe to you. Yep. Only later did these organizations fall into the hands of criminals and outlaws. Oh, so the Bald Knobbers and the pre-Klan night riding organizations, they wasn't like that at first until they fell into the hands of criminals and outlaws. Then they became like that. Repressive activity against Negroes and some whites, because they hung him. John Brown, I think it was like 17 of them, maybe 28, 29. We're going to read the book. But they lynched all of them. Yeah, you nigger lover. They didn't feel no qualm. Don't come up here talking about you lynched my son and stuff, because they'll tell him I'll lynch you too. Your son knew. So yeah, let's not play, hey, that it didn't happen, because it did, because they lynched some white folks too. You know, repressive activity against Negroes and some whites in this period was, again, an attempt to bring some coherence into a disruptive, accommodative structure. See, it was too disruptive for them. So they were trying to reel it back in my opinion. By the end of this period, the relationship between whites and Negroes had been clearly defined as an interracial relationship and any interclass aspects were clearly secondary. Henceforward, particularly in the South, but with increasing frequency in the North, disputes between whites and Negroes were interpreted as interracial disputes, no matter what may have been the initiating incident. Historians may interpret the war as a struggle over states' rights. White persons in both the North and the South have come to regard it as a war to free the niggers. That's what they see it as, to free the niggers. Any attempt after this time to resolve differences between the two sections has led to recriminations by Southerners concerning the crime of the North and unloosing the Negro. Yeah, we're gonna get back to this tomorrow night, midnight with the ancestors, because white folks feel some type of way about the North unloosing the Negro from them. And I just want to know, myself, was it a time limit on slavery, on the freedom, the physical freedom of Black America? Somewhere, is it some hidden document that white people done concocted to say that after a spate of years, because they know all the sabotages they got on Black America. See, white America knows all of the sabotages, all of the events, the projects, now the orders. Because the New World Order is the umbrella over everything. The umbrella over everything is the New World Order. So I want to know, is it a time limit on the free slavery, the physical freedom of so-called Black people? I mean, is there any possibility somebody finna whip out something like the King Alfred plan, which was the document by somebody in Ronald Reagan's administration came up with that? And honey, I read that document. They talking about it was lost and it's been found. And they don't know who wrote it. They didn't know who wrote the King Alfred plan. It just appeared. But it was wrote by, they did say somebody in Reagan's administration did write it. They came up with a proposal similar to it. You know, how they go beat all around the bush and stuff. But anyway, that plan didn't say, wasn't talking about nothing. Because when I read this stuff, honey, it wasn't talking about nothing but everybody and they mama attacking Black people. Then the police roll up and you know, the Black man, the Black woman, the Black child is bleeding and hurt on the ground and stuff. And white people standing up with their sticks and clubs and stuff, you know. And the police said, well, what's going on? Oh, we seen them walking down the street and we got out and stopped them. And then the police don't ask nothing else. He just yank up the Black people and put them in the car and take them on to jail. It's like the King Alfred plan. It's like an attack. Any provocation. You ain't even got to be doing that, just walking down the street. Oh, we seen him walking down the street. He was jogging. And while he was jogging, he turned around and kept on jogging. And we stopped him. And police come to, oh, okay. And the police pick him up and put him in the car. The King Alfred plan. So I just want to know all these plans and stuff that's hidden. Is it something that's finna pop up saying that, oh, yeah, he freed the slaves? I wonder if we're going to read about something like this. Has anybody proposed that or is they keeping that? Is they keeping that so it can be like a surprise or something? Because this right here, concerning the crime of the North and unloosing the Negro. I just got to tell you, Black America, it's time to wake up, family. It is time for us to wake up. And look who waiting. Look who waiting on us. Can you imagine who want to talk to you? Talk to Malcolm X. Talk to Malcolm tonight. Talk to Martin if you want to. And, you know, ask Martin, you know, about that burning house and stuff. He'll tell you. Yeah. Talk to our ancestors tonight. Dream about them. Think about them. And we're going to see y'all tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon. Yes. You know, and peace and power to the people. And thank you all for your presence and your patience. We really thank you for your presence and your patience. And hopefully you can read with us, you know. But that's all right if you don't want to, because I know, we do have a stigma about reading and stuff. But good night.